Jamagana Fonina Aquaba ene anopei edeba ASEM di kanso ewo neat 100.9 ASEM di kan dwumadi a eye amanyosem dwumadi sa amanyosem dwumadi ye de brew eye memeda we ne memeda bia yetena sesei na ye kan nsem a ye de epushi oman no ana da meka se ye man Ghana no eye nsem a ye de echechire oman no ebema oman na timi akonkan ena ye hwe se sansem no ye betimi aka ho asem na enei se ohwa aya na oman no eye nipa bi adwen se obeye yie ede eje oman no na eye nipa bi adwen se da bi ono no de obeboa na wapushi oman no eti eduro memeda na se eye fitiamu nkomo amma so a na eye ade a eye ASEM di kan ye de hyase from eye immediately after the news the agyinama kopem say nondu ebebo enadwumadi no ya chemu mienu ye baba bedi nkomo e de free eye la dade kotopon na ensem bi ekoso ewo ho eti anopei me wo mpanyufo wa ha wo mo aba abechirem na edien ena ekoso ewo ho say honorable Henry Cote honorable ye moache na nkomo no udin ebebom mu etise udin bom mu a said ya ya discuss earlier no etise oba na nchiremu bi ewo ho no ode ebema enam se esem no mpanyefo na wa hai omo ana ba bechirem efa eye la Pleasure Beach Hotel resort okay enti edien na ewo ho manso ben na eba so level ben na akwa kudru na efa he na seisei edru a etese handing over bikoso ene nyankoi adwumayefo a ewo mu no ehun sem akwa kosisen ye baba bedi sankomo no ye bedi sankomo ni sisi ye oko Facebook live ye neat 100.9 FM neat 100.9 FM midin ede Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN dwumadi ye fe no ASEM yidika anopai etena se ye wi anu a ye besen aba ye baba be ye ya manyosem na watwi ensama hodo a akoso dia eye latest one eye budget statement eye the finance minister present ye ewo Ghana mrashibedwafie na ensama hodo a efree eye budget no bubaye ye benya adagie na yatase no akuapim ne bese atase ne kakra na yahwe eye ensempoti a ewo budget statement no mo na enu akire no yɛbɛhwɛ ɛyɛ anamontu a otumfoɔ ɔsɛ tutu etu yɛ na wɔtwe edimu tintiman Konfuanochi Teaching Hospital yɛhwɛ atena hɔ ama hospital no ɛtete apro ɛnyɛ hɔ nkwankɔlebu ɛyɛ yaresabea akodoɔ bebree wɔ hɔ a akasefo mpo ne yɛbɔ mu din obeduru hɔ no na ɛhɔ ayɛ tantantan pɔtɔɔ otumfoɔ sɛ tutu asɛte up a foundation a yɛnya $10 million na yɛde ama ɛyɛ Konfuanochi Teaching Hospital asan gyina ne nan so saa na montuo wɔ yi a ɔhene kɛse etu yi sɛ ahemfo nyinaa so ɛhwɛ sɛ obiara bɛn ne deɛ nkakra sɛ na kɔman ne ɛbɛkɔ anim kakra wo anaasɛ yɛtwɛn sɛ bibia no aban ne ba bɛyɛ ama yɛn anaa saa otumfoɔ na montu a otu yɛ no wohu ne sɛ mfomsuo bi wɔ ho sɛdeɛ nipa bi ɛɛka nana montu yi mfomsuo bi wɔ ho ɛnyɛ sɛ toɔ na ɔkɔgye ebi koraa sɛ nana ɛkɔgye toɔ ɛnyɛ toɔ but wei ɛyɛ ahofama ntoboa a ɔpɛ sɛ ne manfoɔ ɛmoa no na ɔmfɛnsi ɛyɛ Konfuanochi ayaresabea because atete apansam edru ɛyɛ the deplorable state said the broni bɛka no na sɛ yɛyɛ saa deɛ wɔ yi a ɛbɛboa ɔman anaa na ɛsan ka nana twɛn na ɔma ɛyɛ aban no ɛba bɛyɛ ɛna nɔpɛ yi sɛ nkɔmɔ yi yɛbɛdi ne nyinaa ɛwɔ fie ha na yɛbisɛbisɛ wei ɛne nsɛm akodoɔ bi a akɔ so former President John Dramani Mahama oguso ɛɛbɔ apro na ɔbɔ no emu nsɛm bɛn ɛna apie teacher licensure exams ɔse ɔba a obetwam akyerɛkyerɛfoɔ ɛmo de anaasɛ mompɛ ne saa de nyinaa no ɛyɛ nsɛm egu yapono so a ɛnɛ yɛba bɛhwɛ na yɛde ho nkɔmɔ ɛwɔ NEET 100.9 President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ɛkɔ ɛyɛ bantama sɛmbɛn no de kɔkɔto udwa sɛmo de kɔto udwa no ɛno so yɛbɛhwɛ yɛbɛdi ho nkɔmɔ ɛna anɔpɛ yi ɛwɔ NEET 100.9 mameka obi sɛ dwumadie yɛfrɛ no asɛm yi edika ɛno ɛne yɛde brɛw ɛwɔ NEET 100.9 nsɛm agodo a yɛbɛkɔ so no nyina wadwe nkyerɛ baabi a de bɛfa 050 372 1744 050 372 1744 Oko Facebook live a ɛno nso yɛdam YouTube channel ɛno nso ɛyɛ live ɛwɔ hɔ ɛno nso yɛtwa bibia ɛde atum ɛwɔ hɔ ɛno nso comment bi a wo bia no sɛ wode to hɔ a yɛbɛkenkan na yɛde ama na wehu sɛdeɛ nsɛm no ankasa emutie yɛda ase sɛ wabɔmɔden a akyi mo fidie no na ɔde ato 100.9 asɛm di ka so nie yɛba bɛdi kɔmɔ ɛwɔ la dade kotopɔn ɛnam sɛ la dade kotopɔn youth association for wɔn mu fia ha eti de titiriw manfam wɔ la dade kotopɔn montawa so na muntie nkɔmɔ no bi iduru hɔ a yɛbɛba mo hɔ
asɛm yɛdika nina bɛka miara ɛyɔ miara ejume yitiya nina bɛyɛ miara ɛyɔ miara ɔbɛrɛ yitipo nina bɛbɔ miara ɛyɔ miara Asemi pesini kwanya Asemi yara Asemi pesini kwanya Ejumeli pesini kwanya Obeleli pesini kwanya Yara eyo yara Asemi besini kwanya. Asemi yara. Asemi besini kwanya. Ejimele besini kwanya. Obele besini kwanya.
Yamagana fo nyina kwa babiem ede benit 100.9 na said the medical kan ye no la Dade Kotopon Youth Association womonpanyufo ewa ha ni ashite ama owa ha sei ni bemo ache Toyota
no chodro mo
bebe gaga na bibia boko de
na me adomo
ye de nyame ase Saranso ana yewo eye ni aban nunu obey gase ye makwa aba be microphone na said that what adam na said that what so for me
me juso
be patcho what say
yo adom me hu ye
de yakopon ase ana yewo Raman Ashite Raman mache
yo me juso
bibia boko ye de yakopon ase na yendi nkomo eye la Dade Kotopon Youth Association ni aba nuno benja se venfrio ede be na ekoso efa eye la Pleasure Beach Resort. What is the case ede na ekoso
you better was say wa my the opportunity to be on your show and hear our grievances. What's going on at the La Pleasure Beach beats our mind. Why am I saying this? On the 4th of March, we had an invitation from the regional minister to a NUCSEC and RECSEC meeting at the Accra International Conference Center. At that meeting, the minister made it clear to us that he had a visit from a faction of the La Youth who claims they've won a judgment at the court, and yet the IMC at the beach is refusing to hand over the running of the beach to them. Under normal circumstances, we expect that the regional minister will go into the merit of their claim. Ironically, that did not happen. These people invaded the beach for 4 days, preventing work to go on. At a point in time, we get so upset that...
Which people invaded the beach?
The other faction of the youth.
The other faction of the youth, okay.
The other faction of the youth. At the point in time, we get so upset that we have to bring in the security men to take them away. After that, they came back and repeated their actions again. This prompted the regional minister, Honorable Henry Kworthy, through the MCA of Dade Kotopon, Mr. Solomon, our Honorable Solomon Kote, to invite us to the main thing I'm going to talk about. At that meeting, the minister made it clear that due to the 6th March, which will come on the 6th, that's the Monday, due to that celebration, he needs to allow peace to prevail at the place. So he will be taking over, he will hold the fort to after the 6th month celebration, since there is this chaos at the beach. The staffs or workers at the beach couldn't agree with him. Why? Because they realized that at the end of the day, the struggle for managerial power is only at the top hierarchy. As such, we, the workers, should be allowed to work while he take over at the top, so that process could be accounted to him or whoever he puts in charge. But the other faction did not agree, so he just got rid of us. We went home. We went for an extension of time as the IMC, and that extension of time was granted. With your indulgence, I want to read what is in the extension of time, the application for extension of time, and what was granted. It's quite clear.
It was granted by the court. It is a court.
By the appeal court. The appeal court granted, the extension of time.
Okay.
So, by court, I'm going to read only the ruling. After listening to counsel on all sides, perusing all the affidavits and other alleges filed, we are of the view that the application be granted. From the exhibits before us, the applicants filed their names of their nominees to the Ghana Tourism Development Company on 17th October 2022 and was received on the 18th October 2022. The resolution of the directors of the LAYUT was made on the 18th October 2022. There is no indication as to when the Ghana Tourist Development Company, that's the GTDC, received their names. From the exhibits, K. Ashi and Company, lawyer representing the Ghana Tourism Development Company, compiled the list of the nominees on the 21st of November 2022, listing names of a faction of the LAYUT, but rejecting those of the applicants. In this case, we are the applicants. Good. There is no reason offered as to why they decided to reject the list given by the applicants. Furthermore, we wonder who authorized the Ghana Tourism Development Company to become the arbiter or the authority to decide who to accept and who not to accept. The respondents informed the court the handover was carried out through the respondent informed the court the handover was carried out, though they never exhibited any evidence to that effect. If it is true, then it is null and void because the Ghana Tourism Development Company had no power to decide who to accept and who not to accept. We think the Ghana Tourist Development Company had not been fair to the applicants by their conduct, and so we hold that the handover was without basis and therefore null and void. We shall grant the application for extension of time within which the LAYUT Association will come together and nominate their nominees. Let me stop here for the meantime. What's the background of this application being granted? You heard of the Ghana Tourism Development Center having no locus of being an arbiter of whose nomination to receive or not, because it's a party to the suit. It is a party to the suit and has no such locus at all or powers at all. Yet they did that, do a shambolic handover process led by police. Now, the court
you
is saying,
mean the other faction? A woman a claim say woman na a manage, you know. Woman a handing over.
that's what they claim. Even though there is no handing over whatsoever. They were left.
Is there any evidence?
Good. They have no evidence. That's why the court says because they have no evidence to prove that there is been an handing over, they will grant the extension of time. So, what actually took place was the police aided them, they came to the premises, and they do all sort of things. We have videos to show that actually they intend to hand over. But the question is, who hands over to who? Because the IMC, in any case, is supposed to hand over to the new management team. The IMC is made up of 3-member groups. The La Traditional Council, the La Dadekotopon Youth Association, which we belong to, and the GTDC, Ghana Tourism Development Company. Now, the ruling of the court, which I will read later, increased the number from 3 to 9, which implies that every party will make it 3 each. That's the management team.
The interim management committee or the management
original team that the court came out with this latest ruling. So the IMC is supposed to hand over to the management team. Because there's this confusion between the youth, the court asked the youth to go back, try to foster unity between them so that they should come with the nominees that they've nominated. We did that, they did this, and we presented it to the registrar at the court. It was presented at court, and a ruling was given. So,
we'll make a reference. I'm saying more copies of the document.
Okay.
Now, watch them now.
I'm referring to suit number 83-313-2023. Suit number H3/313 2023.
Okay.
So these are the nominees we nominated to the management team by court. I hope you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I'm going to read with your indulgence. We have examined the nominations filed by the parties. It is our view that the plaintiff has always been represented by a council and a representative. We accordingly adopt the nominations filed by the council for the plaintiff. Accordingly, the following have been accepted as the 3 names representing the plaintiff on the management team. That's our members that we nominated. That's the list below. Salanyete Enonu, Emmanuel Nitego, and Alfred Mate. That's our nominees. So the court accepted our nominees.
The date is 23rd October 2023.
I won't say, McJerry. I won't say, person be mukakra.
Okay.
So we share the course.
Me pese yenya yetiefo no enya understanding of what is really going on. Ejo for me can say ye la dadi kotopom youth association for any din komo. In fact, alongside no enra ye try say ye regional minister bekasa. But or me man message me say owo baby. Na o say anopay me try regional minister but the number no enko. But you better say NMC in bekasa. Ni nyina no mente me ho ase bi hwan na etese orane La Pleasure Beach Resort. Na semne kopie mu court nam so ma mente me ho ase bi ama court the rulings bi ababetuja. Rulings na ababetuja no etese there should be a handing over to the original management team.
The IMC.
The IMC, okay. And handing over IMC in front of me handing over.
Oh, say na etin say.
It's not a person as say. What happened? I then answer the crown copy court. Na in some saying, Mama that brief historical antecedents. Near who say, a DNA see a creating why no man managing and what happened. Never saying now youth group for said the American claim say one more and ASEM manage. If any of you can,
that was if we say meshasi or emra la dadiko topon youth association no edi say before no traditional council omo na omo manage ho no and association no the omo call say
you can facility no eye hwan there your oman there
eye la de bi enye no enye oman there la for there
eye la for there
solely the HSA on say ye call court ye de omo call court no MOU be pie mu na say sa MOU no HSA na proceeds say skaba ho no ma say na omo chase canon for na so hwe sa MOU no obe say or the 20% ema la traditional council or the 30% for development fund, then fund developing la. Now 50% fund manage or fund tia AGYEMAN for any other anti youth know the traditional council no because for so long a time over 13 years no manage place no anti youth know the court for accountability.
Okay.
Now through that no they couldn't account for their still worship over that 13 years no and see every honumuna the learned judge Justice Abada and all can say Sadia and the person or for me interim management committee no mun come manage place no
okay
but this time around no person youth no omuna chairmanship no and call youth no ho because we say penny for no traditional council na sanity all over the country we say because the traditional authorities, they are the custodians of the land. So at times they feel they are not accountable to the people. So it was clear in the proceedings of the court. So then the learned judge said, okay, the youth should be the chairman in that IMC, the 3 management committee. The youth should be the chairman. They should have the position of the chairman. They should employ workers. So that was how it was. Then the traditional council, then they filed an appeal against the ruling that they were not satisfied with the ruling. So in that appeal, it is in that appeal that then the NCIS appeal no and judges no can say omo share judgment na the learned judge Justice Abada Omai and omo share mu nyina no the omo say fault be ane but problem e wo ni say instead of the interim management committee now I say so on no substantive and no any problem and ma federal directive can say and the parties no the 3 parties no Ghana Tourist Board la traditional council any la that is Kotopon Youth Association no nominating nipa 3 na forming new management
okay
enti ho no na bibia enti that process no na all kind that
ruling na
nominate nipa miensa no and our Tourist Board can say because they think they are a government agency enti omo but meanwhile so hwe say me kan MOU no ma say na SSF funds no yen share na so hwe government dey nim so the La Pleasure Beach Resort it's not for government but because omo ye tourist institution
so they have a government
exactly institution. So they have oversight responsibility over all tourist sites so it's because of that they were part of the whole but they don't have any shares there so when we send the nomination nipa 3 no call no and omo can say no nipa 3 no omo jintu me san say bi mu nso aba omo kita omo so omo de nomination no baba say omo ntumi die de no ntum
ebi na aba na omo ye hemfo
exactly
na say ebi ni ye hemfo ebi ben
it's like there were another part of the youth now omo wala badi
okay
omo wala enti omo na omo influence penifo no say omo fine call appeal because omo adwini say ye di assembly call appeal no omo betwa sa earlier judgment
no
yes enti ye call appeal na me no anka say appeal ni hold ye say for to pay omo hu say the trial judge no say omo on ye no substantive
management committee
yes enti omo be increase no 3 enti omo ye ade ni yue pe na if he say okay sir other youth no omo abo ampenifo no nti say sa nominees no say ampenifo no so mbo omo na omo ma omo slot ni bi nti sa slot no mba mu nti e wo say omo companifo ni omo penifo no ka che omo say mo so mu ya youth nti mo so mo go for omo sa 3 reps no ono e ma
say no my Jerry no cry woman say sa youth sa omo sorry the enti na omo nya sa
One derive one authority.
Now, formally, they were part of Ladade Kotopon Youth Association.
Okay.
But in the course of the trial in 2014, and now, Sane Pano, or your director, before, no, your director, and Obejina, and testify against the association. So, or testify on behalf of the traditional council. But God being so good,
our
court, where in a court proceedings. But God being so good, judgment by Yafa. Now, judgment by Yafa, from time to time, take steps, San Crofono, be yomo, every association, to the extent, so to the extent, say, filing contempt against them. Omuko prison, they were incarcerated for 7 days. So, Nkrofo can almost ex-convicts. And they have been convicted because of these same issues. They filed contempt against them. And they were incarcerated for 7 days.
7 days?
Yes.
Court, Ben.
Court. High Court.
Yeah, Ben.
2016,
yes.
They were incarcerated. So, these same people, they came by and they brought that confusion. So let's say that if the regional minister, he has no interest in it, you see the judgment that the court gave. It was just simple. The court
say a regional minister for them.
Start here because San Crawford or say Omuba in chain parliament say Omwanya judgment say Omo nominate hand over more new management.
But meanwhile, no need judgment.
Way same way na who then say regional minister no political power now wanya no or abuses and it's so painful because we say be kwa akogina wi so be vote ama.
Are you telling us the truth? Say your friend is saying na one need judgment and na regional minister no ekwa so no
exactly me ba ho no went to be and to say politicians and America no because they say yenka because politicians on say yakojine wiaso ya vote amam but say munya sa power no then you abuse that power you use it against us because regional ministers on your regional minister and only locus on to me here the oye no then tin America sa and research meeting you call research meeting no and as microphone so be pay ho no and almost say association or money association no but we share the face of the ruling before says that time ruling no but social ruling and there are judges no general the man ruling no the regional minister was finished with all those things say again all along no youth association no say yeah court bibia yeah no was some particular people are represent you your council your chairman in every court case no represent here so courts no can say based on that on all documents said no some group of people they represent and they say Sadia obejo nomination no atum and the honumuna regional minister or started say or manipulating now before they want me brag about extension of time now yako G or can't say for now or default no yanko G extension so we won't say your case will court and yanko G sa extension of time no na say ye Gibra or be hand over now yako G extension of time no Yakoji extension, it was stated explicitly.
I said, I know what kind.
Okay, so it was so explicit. Now, you call research meeting, offer a research meeting. The all kind initially, no, so share documents, no, so kind. This is what it means. What the extension of time is saying that they should, the IMC should, they have been given an extension of time. So the new management will be formed, then they will hand over. Regional minister no cancer, but yeah, cano and obisa in Crawford say a research meeting into
now the purpose of extension of time. Just say one to me, idea. What was the purpose? And then to say time and
Master, the woman say, don't say you're judgment. After the judgment, court no 6 months. Say after 6 months, the IMC handing over
okay
to the new management because Ushua Mekutu or see last part the
document now
the Court of Appeal judgment
okay
dated 21st July 2022
okay
the last part or see the interim management committee but before me last part one or see we are of the opinion that there should not be a vacuum. There should not be a vacuum in the management of the beach. We therefore order the interim management committee put in place by the trial judge to continue the management of the beach until the substantive committee is formed, as hereby ordered within the 6 months period, after which their mandate shall come to an end. This grant of appeal succeed. Then last part, or see, one, the interim management committee appointed by the trial judge shall be dissolved after the formation of the 9-member committee within 6 months. The La Traditional Council, the Ghana Tourist Development Company, and then the other stakeholders, that is the La Dadekoto Youth Association, are to appoint their representatives, 3 members each, to constitute the management committee within 6 months from the date of this judgment to implement the IMOU, the MOU. The current interim management committee is to hand over to the new management committee after notice of establishment. Inti the one say, Judge ni say form sa 9-member committee notify the IMC
no
say one fine. The other say nipa no me brand can say no be cause the whole problem no na bi aja any Toto Nabi Aja, any Lawrence Odate, any Yamokobla, any Jonas, Omusa Nipa for no, Omu call Parliament House, call whom Omu say a judgment in Albano, Omu call Parliament House, call whom way, until after that, Omu call divisional commander, say Ombu, until you call Omu call divisional commander, say Ombu, Omu Bar Beach, you know, me beside divisional commander say, yana judgment. Ya formu nipa 3 ye di ama traditional council ye di sa nominees no ama tourist board nti ye twomu say 6 months ni do na 9-member committee no ye di workers almost about 80 workers at the beach yeah duma
about the sound workers are affected on
yeah nya ya office is ya workers
For 9
ya
months.
ofie
For 9 months.
na him for na year juma was
GRA and police.
GRA and police
Assisted by the police.
assisted by the police
omo na manage say
Yeah.
GRA for na womo
government.
manage womo fa workers nso omo year
Now the
juma
GRA people.
GRA workers
nti the ma ade ni koye we nu si it's like 6 months no period no elapse here nti omu ba say ye pese law abiding citizens nti ye pese ye no mbeku nti ye file ade ni court say court nche nipa omu ye
but na some within 6 months and now man nominate ye
ya nominate you no ba omu ko tourist board na omu reject ye
momo ye body na
afile amu nti omu sa guys no totona bi aja any san crofo no omu ko form omu 3 member
but one nyina so be no mo dey reject him there
Yo, sana court ni say omu ni judgment.
omu ko tourist board nti omu ko tourist board na omu ko yes sa meeting no tourist board nti omu form omu nipa 9 na ye nipa no ye omu kan ho nti jina so na say 6 months no because of tawantawa no 6 months no elapse here nti one na ye say okay say sad year say you filing to court for extension of time na sa 9 member committee no omu form nti na ye ka che regional minister say see ya file ade no akọ court for extension of time or say say sad year mo akọ file extension of time dia ni dem mu court no mbra say e be fi court no ye be hold for no say ya pass mo file extension of time here mu court no mbra na aka 1 week ye be court nti ye di free court ba no na court no guarantee extension of time nti ono na me nua ni kan ye no nti oje to mu say extension of time no has been granted to us ya di ba ebe hu regional minister no another research meeting for conference center regional minister say sa ruling no until ruling has say
no initially ono the all kinds say so on the face of it ni ti ase ni say IMC no ya granting extension of time amom but esan say research meeting no say obe consulting in crowd for no nti o ma ye nyina ye pay ye ba after no o say o consulting in crowd for no I say nti ase
any ruling ni mo
but that ruling in patcho is extent e pese un kan wan kasa un kan as you understand it then you just tell us
paragraph
By court. So call chika.
start from by
By court.
nti e pese wan kasa un kan na un che se na o ti ase
baby
because regional minister so until we are here e be wa wan pa
okay it was say after listening to counsel on all sides pursuing all the affidavits and other annexures filed, we are of the view that the application be granted. From the exhibit before us, the applicant filed their names of their nominees to the Ghana Tourist Development Company Limited. You dealing with Ghana Tourism Development Company Limited?
Yes.
GTD.
Okay. On 17th October 2022 and was received on 18th October 2022. The resolution of the directors of the youth was made on the 18th October 2022, and there is no indication as to when the Ghana Tourist Development Company Limited received their names. From the exhibits, KHEN Company, lawyer representing the Ghana Tourist Development Company Limited, compiled the list of the nominees on the 21st of November 2022, listing names of a faction of the youth by rejecting those of the applicants. There is no reason offered as to when as to why they decided to reject the list given by the applicant. Furthermore, we wonder who authorized the Ghana Tourist Development Company to become their arbiter, of the authority to decide who to accept and who not to accept. The respondents informed the court the handover was carried out, though they never exhibited any evidence to that effect. If it's true, then it's all null and void because the Ghana Tourist Development Company Limited had no power to decide who to accept and who not to accept. We think the Ghana Tourist Development Company had not been fair to the applicant by their conduct, and so we hold that that handing over was without basis and therefore null and void. We shall grant application for extension of time. I'm underlining on. Within which the La Youth Association will come together and nominate their representatives to the registrar of the court. We give them 14 days within which to nominate their representative. If done, the names be filed before the registrar of the court. The registrar, after that, will issue a hearing notice to all the parties to assemble again before us for our final directive. It's adjourned. Into date, the date was 16th March. And
final directives.
okay, so this
is the final directive.
This is the final directive. Okay. Nico with 33 the third near the honor
late Manche.
Oh, late.
So when the case is done, when the case was brought to closure, the question is who hands over to who? And the learned judges did not leave it in a vacuum. They stated it categorically, and I will plead with you to read it too. Look at the third bulletin. It's there. The number 3. And you see who hands over to who. Because
I'll say this is the main judgment. Okay. I'll say there's by the appeals court.
Yes.
I'll say the CIMC.
The IMC, wrong.
The IMC is to hand over to the new management committee after notice of the establishment of the management committee is formally served on the IMC. It's a notify.
So in effect, who hands over to who?
And I'll say the handover. That's the new management. The IMC is supposed to hand over
to the new management. But in this case, Honorable Henry Quarter said he will hand over to the new management. He will hand over to the new management. That's the bone of contention.
He's varying the judgment.
It's a variation to the ruling.
Because the IMC is someone handing over.
Exactly. Because on no RISEC, no, they are not in the picture.
It's not a party to the suit.
The courts don't know.
And I said, yeah. Now court not directed.
Exactly.
Hand you over to the new management. It's a best than regional minister.
Okay.
Well. The number, honestly speaking, Honorable Henry Cote, number no my friend, me free be na pick answering machine. I'm trying to say many a year. More MC so because some of the bar and now you per se ye one afternoon ye intimi and but in this case I am saying no na Honorable Henry Cote be no play oversight role be and na on can home no yeah I'm aware so on your party to the suit yes. But unse echo ya GR4 take over nominee idea being the regional minister no only Robia.
No, because
or person you're handing over in his capacity as what?
Exactly. In his capacity as what?
In any case, the IMC was there when you took over. So it's appropriate that you hand over to the IMC. But he claims he's going to hand over to the management team, the new management team that has been formed. In that case, if you do that, how would the IMC account for its work?
Okay, now, new management team,
yeah, for GTDs, they are in the Aba. So, Tribal Council did in the Aba. Yes, we did in the Aba.
Yes. Man notify as it was being directed.
It was the management team that ought to notify the IMC. Read it was in there.
It's a management team now. My form
and
there's a notify
the IMC. So for the IMC to be notified, it has to be in office to be notified.
Yes,
they can't do anything.
The IMC is not in
but
office.
as we speak, the
regional minister man in
the regional minister is
barring.
And even workers are they are equal to no empire. Yes, we are.
Oh, okay. So IMC is not in existence.
No.
As we speak. No. Now, what man notify one more? Yes. Say IMC any ho.
Yes.
And Akwakoba say, so it was the decision by the regional minister.
Exactly.
And I GR for
exactly.
What was the reason to IMC non Pamfrio?
It's up to him.
Sir. Hey, and the issue, we have to get the regional minister.
Exactly.
But unfortunately, the regional minister, the number, because questions in the UM say, do on the it's said IMC ni ho. Okay, say IMC no internet say and so cover IMC ni ba. Now mutimi the necessary directives by the court.
And in the latest meeting, when was the meeting?
Yes, Wednesday.
Just the past Wednesday. So our lawyer wrote to them. You see.
I'm sorry.
Yes. So.
My lawyer na otro no.
Exactly. And see otro no.
Okay. Mama, where ye letter to the Honorable Minister, Greater Accra Region. Dated 30th October 2020. I want to send the about 3 weeks ago or something. Ray, Ladadi Kotopon Youth Association versus Ni Kobi Tete. True, the third. Okay. 19 others, Yeah. Civil appeal number, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we write to you on behalf of our clients, Ladadi Kotopon Youth Association, the plaintiff, judgment, creditors, in the above mentioned case. We refer to our meeting on the 25th October 2023 concerning the above mentioned matter. As you are now aware, the High Court Accra on the 21st October 2014 gave judgment in favor of our client when it established a 3-member interim management committee for the La Pleasure Beach with our client's representative on the committee as chairman with a casting vote. The Court of Appeal paid judgment dated 21st July 2022 dissolved the IMC created by the High Court Accra and submitted it with a new 9-member committee made up of 3 members each from our clients, La Traditional Council and Ghana Tourist Development Company. The composition of the 3 members of our clients of the new management committee was a subject matter of controversy fueled by their adversaries. The Court of Appeal on the 16th March 2023 in the ruling granted an extension of time to the IMC to hand over to the new management committee. And this was again thrown into disarray when our client's adversaries construed the ruling and decided to take over the management of La Pleasure Beach. This led to chaos and eventually, per your directives, the management of the beach was taken over by the Ghana Revenue Authority, which has been in charge, albeit without any order from the court. But me kind when I never say that maintain me was confusion be about anything about IMC no epam flu on kofa GR reform by
exactly. Say no I can't say some microphone no mo parliament house na say omuna they are supposed to Okay, I'll say the Court of Appeal on the 23rd October 2023 has finally confirmed the nominees of the client as their representative of the new management committee. And ruling they attach it over her. So in the circumstance, we respectfully request that you take the necessary steps to hand over the beach to the IMC so it can hand over the management of the beach to the new management. Internet just say Honorable Henry Cote, and then apart from this time, one man is here. And so we are handing over to the IMC. Exactly. IMC no more pamon. So we reinstate IMC no. From handing over. Now IMC no only no about handing over to the new management committee. So this is the issue.
Exactly.
Now the last meeting
ruling where since 2014 actually wow. We really no.
Yeah. Debra, let us ruling no in 2014 this year no.
Okay.
Inti masa the woman say Okotran Lateno or La sister station Lateno. Or can say
Honorable Minister.
Yes. Or can say assembly will court. Inti say you assembly pay.
Yeah.
Or court.
Obe handing over.
Straight.
Okay, recently Moko Kushiano. Some Moko Kushiano just Wednesday.
The latest meeting Wednesday we. Enti ye call no. On say ono ka say o person on share ye councils no. Ba ye nkan wenti o share councils no. Enti o share councils send a letter no kan ye. No na ye call like ye insisting on. Say so be ye handing over. Say so on ye handing over ma IMC no. Na IMC no aye handing over ama new management no. But court no kan enti so be share judgment ye court ye ma o kan sa ruling no enti court na ye kan ye na ye kan enti even ye kra say ye amfan ye juma we've gone against the court enti say file contempt against I bet to me achi ye enti ye call no those were the issues and the lawyers for the traditional council any GTDC omo ka say no say be hand over say ye hand over e ma new management committee no and a regional minister also can say oh say sad or no so sana na adwen no enti say yenye ready say ye be hand over ama new management committee and they say sad ya yenko na yekodwen hu na yemba bio but to us no the ruling of the court to me we cannot vary it because the court says it should be handed over to the IMC. Then the new management will notify the IMC that it has been formed and they are ready. Then the IMC will hand over to the new management.
Exactly.
How can they account, the regional minister, how can he account for our stewardship?
Yes.
He cannot account for our stewardship because we've been there for over 8 years.
Yeah.
And he has been there for just 8 to 9 months. So how can you account for the stewardship of that 8 years? So it doesn't make sense. There is no logic in that. So it is clear that from what the learned judges said, it should hand over to the IMC. Then the new management will notify the IMC. Then the IMC will hand over to the new management. It's very simple as that. I will share honorable and record consistently saying, oh yeah, I say I take his size from the air course, because
now what take his size the
traditional council. Traditional council. Now nyama bebre ye kan nyama bebre course over am pese
okay. In any case,
we are trying say your name more MC Bekasa. Nti ma yebeko ahoma no so because say ono so mo say esemi nyina na nanim sem.
Yes.
He is aware. And normal ekoso. Nti yebeko ahoma no so na ye ne Honorable Solomon Kwei Kote Oye Municipal Chief Executive wa Lada de Kotopon. Ye no in common. Honorable Memoache at the Benit 100.9 so.
Yo, me that's it. The chat for you na.
Et you for Ejo so na bibia boko de.
Ya me ado.
Ye de Nyankopon ase. Anopai de mene womrantie eye la Dade Kotopon Youth Association for edin komo wa ha ni nyina ne ye womon sensem a efa eye la Pleasure Beach resort ho na ne tofa bom ni nyina ne se court ruling aba betodwa ehun behia se eye IMC a womo sete ye no won be hand over e dia ma the new management committee woma form new management committee na wie but kwa akoye se regional minister instead so be hand over e dia ma the IMC na womo so hand over dia ma the new management committee no akwa akoye bibia wo. So you being the MC enoma ben na wunim de fa sensensem we ho na the latest update nso na wo
Me that was it. When beach issue there because acquire court issue no in person maka was bia war bia bedroom ana radio so other ibi kakra meka chira when say when they went to court see a form 9-member committee, 3 from the traditional council, 3 from tourist board, 3 from the youth association. What regional minister came in, respect came in because of security issues. Courts ruling thereby, and I mean, I don't want to call it judgment. I don't want to go into that. But with the member committee, they didn't go to tell regional minister. Regional minister called me that I should invite the lawyers for the 3 parties. When the lawyers came, regional minister Kachiwa said, respect, if court are giving directives or ruling, respect is ready to hand over today. No one regional minister says, they are going to agree on modalities. Or more agree on modalities as to how the 9-member committee will run the place. No more about now I hear hand over mom. It's not that in Tokwantopa, before respect came in, still a better of 50 billion. Just this week, I said, Wednesday, regional minister called for respect meeting again. They invited your lawyers at the meeting. Regional minister told them, say, now come, and your 9-member committee. And the 9-member committee, respect is ready to hand over to them the Wednesday, 15th of November. The regional minister said, one of their lawyers that is from the traditional council. But see, they are still meeting. More modalities, kakakra omubewe. So they should be given up to next week, Wednesday. They will write officially to respect. That respect, Abehani over mom fefe. So,
Me pacho, why ne can't same way during the meeting?
Pacho, 3 lawyers came, one representing the youth association, one representing traditional council, one representing tourist board. Traditional council lawyer says they are not ready. But the BB modalities on 1 year now, almost by next week they will be done. No much for to respect. That respect I will hand you over more, Mr. Perfect. 2, tourist board lawyer no on one so.
But I think there is a different way. A Ghana Tourist Development Company. Anna, they say okay. You remember to meet you.
Whatever it is the same. So in the respect meeting, and the regional minister catch there, your 30 minutes and said, so there is no more there to hand over the place to them. Almost a month after next week, Wednesday. You catch there, says I hand me over. Emma interim management committee. No more hand me over. That one I don't want to go into it. As you speak now, the latest ruling from court is we have 9-member committee. That the place should be handed over to them. If today they are ready, Reset will hand over to them. Because Reset is there just to maintain lives and property.
Okay.
Not to run the place.
All right. Me pa chewo. My member sa Niashite. My 9-member committee na ready.
I ready.
Modalities are moka se mokoye no. Modalities.
On said.
Modalities say so say traditional council and I say because this is what the MC is saying. It's not just an academy and nya de bi esa ke do this.
Jerry, modalities are same or can. And ye research na when ye research on na ye betina na sa modalities no ye be reach sa agreement no. The any say omo hand over ama IMC no. Then the new management committee, that modalities, they will be working it out whilst the IMC is managing the place. When they are done, they notify the IMC. That is what the ruling is saying. It is not what we are saying. It is the ruling that is what you just read. Yeah. So it is the ruling that is saying that. So they should hand over to the IMC. Then whilst the IMC is managing the place, then they work out the new management, the 9-member committee. They work out their modalities. When they are ready, then they notify.
So honorable, they are all can you say nanke etosmo because as we speak, IMC is not in existence anyhow.
That is the point.
Yeah.
Please, I'm coming. I'll say this for the last, and I'll be off from the line. Listen to me. There is nothing like currently interim management committee. The last ruling says 9-member committee to run the place. Right, second friend, 9-member committee. We are giving the place to you. They said they are not ready. It's not. Reset is not saying they should agree on modalities. Omunomuka said the reason why Reset came into this matter said any misunderstanding of and see, for us not to go to the same issue, the 3 of them had a meeting with them previously before this Reset meeting. Omunomuka said, within ourselves, the last time we met is 9th November. We are agreeing on modalities. Second chance said, Mumbe agree on modalities before the rest. That one didn't fire. They came the 15th. If they were ready to take it, it would have been given to them. Whatever modalities Mumbe agree, it's between them.
Okay, but honorable, Mepacho Wadaruma, as our bekono. Usha a court ruling now, or said the IMC is to hand over to the new management committee.
My brother. My brother, listen to me. Don't interpret any court ruling there for you to put yourself into trouble. Because we have the latest ruling which says that 9-member committee should control the place. What they are saying, I don't want to go into it. They feel that is what the
there is a latest ruling. Mm-hmm.
Let me finish.
Okay.
That ruling was the court is saying that 9-member committee should run the place. If they feel we are not interpreting it, we they are not to interpret the court issue. They are ready to give it over to the 9-member committee. So if they are not ready for that, I mean, there are ways by which we are not interested in the beach.
Okay.
That is the first place.
We
are there to maintain peace. That is all.
Okay. For the understanding of Menemeti for no, the woman is saying the RESEC are you ready only to hand over to the 9-member committee?
Yes.
But yes, sir, one be hand you over to the IMC, not hand you over to the committee.
My brother, that is what the court is saying. We are talking about current ruling. The current ruling says that court has
current ruling is free here.
At the court.
Which of the courts?
My brother, I don't have the ruling with me.
Okay, now the data current ruling by.
My brother, they have everything there. So check. I don't want to go into court issues. Let me make my last statement. As we speak now, the last meeting we had, the first meeting we had, the RESEC, chaired by the regional minister, we were ready to hand over the place to them. But they said, on one casa, because of peace, they are going back to agree on modalities. No much more officially to RESEC. Now RESEC, they are more. They want the media to be there. Media friendly. You are there, party say. So, modalities, whatever they are saying, here, I mean, we are not into it. What we are saying is we want peace to prevail. And the court is saying that the committee should run the place. Today. If they say they are ready, I believe RESEC will call for emergency meeting and the place will be given to them.
Okay, we there. Mikuta ruling be and make catch quick and me jail
My brother, I don't want to go into ruling.
Okay.
I'm begging you, please.
Yo.
We'll show you. You'll be cited with contempt. So thank you very much.
Me that's it. Yene Honorable Solomon Kwe Kote ena edin komono. But contempt in the whereby say court in the ruling you can just discuss it and the contempt in the holiday when your contempt I say court no ruling. But in any case, let me read this. We say away 23rd October 2023, the latest ruling we a free a year the way free court the appeals court yeah. Okay. Yes, we free appeals court. It's your say we have examined the nominations filed by the parties. It is our view that the plaintiff has always been represented by a counsel and a representative. We accordingly adopt the nominations filed by counsel for the plaintiff. Accordingly, the following have been accepted as the 3 names representing the plaintiff on the management committee. It is Stanley Ayitenonu, Emmanuel Nitegu, Alfred Mate. These are more nominations. When you frame on a traditional council of one, so I'm there. One more so I file on there. And a Ghana Tourist Development Company, so I file on there. It is say they are more trying to say.
Let us rule in our can on any and so almost say
okay.
Yeah,
all right, maybe be somewhere. Adentina mom pese RESEC can be hand you over straight away to the management committee.
If we see any year, we say or see GTD say or training or finish modalities. No, that council will say or train or
finish modalities.
Yeah, cancer. People who have lost the case will definitely drag their feet.
Exactly.
Will definitely drag their feet. The question is, why is he tolerating that if he has no ulterior motives? That's the question.
But ulterior motive is also or you have to establish it. Say traditional council for say modalities. Now, have you been engaged? No, Mamita, because I am 3 member.
Yeah.
3 member. What you party to it?
On say okay.
No. Have you? Because Moka modalities are 10 year 2 parties
exactly.
in the exactly. Have you been engaged on the modalities now?
No way.
And see,
and then
so what kind
of
modalities that
so you see what's going on?
Anything else they are just dragging their feet. All that they are doing, that is exactly.
There are modalities, and yet the 3 parties and Asia for the modalities.
There's not been a single meeting for never. No invitation for such.
It's a ploy to drag their feet. That's all.
Who say already first way? Who say court? extension of time no say court no can say one no ma GDTism habitat say habitat say omo reject
which one to accept and which one not to
accept.
So that is how it is.
Omo conniving. Traditional can say any GDTism omo aye baako nti na mo can say omo go modalities no ada na involve here say mo go modalities bia ada na involve the youth association na mo see pe mo pese mo go modalities ehun sa na asem no omo lose case no on so omo lose case no yet that they go to na ye win case no it other say modalities bia ada na involve here na mo nipa sees no akote baby na mo ye modalities on say honorable Solomon Cote on say Odwani on say Obisa on say Odwani
exactly
o see content we get content as
Yama ruling content
court
ruling and it was referring to the last ruling. The last ruling, there is nothing in there which states that as to who should hand over to who. The last ruling is just straightforward.
We're not count once. So we are not
count.
You see, so these are the issues that we have been talking about. It's like some connivance between the traditional council, the regional minister, the MCE, the
do you, for let me do some checks here. Beba mo etie for some can be beba mo especially manfo wala dia ye kan ni nyina ne say enkonkoba says sadie we wo betwe because there are security issues related to what we are discussing now. One hwene ye na me teme ho ase na we akoye say ye bete na ye se ladade kotopon eja dem ewo ho edition ase no ma we ni nyina no ya fa ye discuss na ya bibia tima kokama totin na yetimi hu ya egwom. All right. Beba sisi here.
Asem yedika ninabeko. Miara. Ejume yedia ninabeke. Miara. Obireti po inabebo. Miara. Asemi bezini kwa Asemi miara. Asemi bezini kwa inabebo. Ejuna bezini kwa miara. Obireti bezini kwa Miara. Asemi bezini kwa Asemi Miara. Asemi bezini kwa Miara. Ejuna bezini kwa Miara. Obireti bezini kwa Miara.
Okay, which ye neat 100.9 to ye la dade kotopon youth association for na ye no mudin komuni nyina fa ye la pleasure beach resort ho sensema ne no and the top abomu ni nyina ne say court ruling na che say womo say omunya ye 9-member committee na womo manage ASR resort no na bibia koye na youth association for no who say in fact womo and yes satisfied with some of the normal koso enam so ma eye womo abaha ye no modin komo eti ma mimbisa eye okra within kra na eskebu
ni
ashite ni now what say according to MCE almost Wednesday mokoye sa no mokan Mokanso no ko says that was the briefing na munya mokoko shia okay mokoko shia your friend is saying rest second no one must say modalities be omu wie by next week won be wie down modalities no enti if that aden na mo bisa say why are you not involved was some modalities na wo mo ka na some modalities mo de mo nka hwana ma find it out the NTSA.
And until I can say modalities beyond ni ho obi in pursue. Na I can say say modalities be lawyer on Trump who say they should do the needful. That's to hand over to the IMC, to onward hand over to the management team. Because the lawyer knows that for any modalities, the IMC has to be in place so that they judge within them for the modalities. That's the truth of the matter. So I'm saying emphatically that the modalities angle they are bringing in is an attempt to drag their feet.
Court ruling say by no say obian contested.
Obian contested. It stands. Obian contested. So they are just dragging their feet. In any case, a judgment that has been given, we cannot cite anybody on contempt for that. Yet he claims he doesn't want to discuss it. He's playing that he has to discuss it to the letter. The ruling stated emphatically that they should hand over to the IMC. IMC in sense hand over to the management team. That's the ruling. We can't do any variation of it. We can't do any variation of it. The modalities will be worked out. That's why the judgment stated that they should write to the IMC, that's the management team. They should notify them. It will be in the modalities. Yes. It will be in the modalities. So what are we talking about?
But now the management team is not in existence.
It is in existence. It has been established by court.
Sorry, the IMC.
Because they've sacked them from the place. So
they workers or 9 months.
Every worker there, they've sacked them from the place.
Come say confusion is here.
Confusion that way. Confusion.
Okay. Now, what will be your next action?
For now, because we are law-abiding citizens, I say anything we are engaging you, so that we want to just appeal to the conscience of Ghanaians. We want to appeal to the conscience of those in authority. I believe the regional minister is under someone. His position is an appointing position. So we are just appealing to the president of the land, the people of La, at least. Yes, trying to say, because as we speak, nipa more than 80 will fear a juma omuye no. See, a GR any police or more juma dada. Juma for 8 months. She in Kosu, which life is at stake.
No remuneration.
Nothing. And deliberately they are manning the place against the ruling of the court, which we want to play with the president. And him say a president or a lawyer. And the obi oye lawyer there or the law ye juma pa and the say your president say we there person be mu no can be on call the regional minister to order, because the oye no so share the sequence of events. I say deliberate bibi or ye bibi deliberately, because court rulings upon court rulings say ye ba ha no yan kasa keke by the court rulings ye di ma che say mranu wo ya fa. But consistently or no person obey handing over.
Okay. Now, also according to the municipal chief executive, now all can say, again, my latest meeting now, one must say, by next week, all modalities will be available. And these modalities can end and say, by any case, I'm say by next week. And then I'm going to share more by next week, and I'm going to share. Say next week, one more baby. Now, I've official handing over be
okay.
Now, Akoso.
Okay.
And now, most suspect baby.
Gary, I'm promising you. I'm promising you. Next week, I will call you and tell you they haven't done any handover.
But also, now we've put MC on record. Wakase, almost say next week. It is a Dachi BBC here. Then you be replay back.
Jerry. MC there or no there now same no for now you say because consistently in same wa catch before the meeting, because the meeting no minister be fan so no catch consistently wa catch at times we catch so meeting where I ko and over consistently ambaso, and so no we don't want to take him for his word.
Okay. In any case, as a most of my reserve, because Mohun say be a GTDC and the traditional council no whatever that is going on no adena more introspective what is really going on, and now again I obstacle again I consider to me, because you are party to it.
We are.
Per the court ruling, what as a moment reserve being a more change.
No, not at all. It's not a matter of us being reserved.
But
the funny truth is they are in league together. The traditional council and the GTDC, they are in league.
Yes.
So consistently they've exhibited this attitude of staying away from us. As such, we are saying the modalities they are talking about cannot be expected. Why am I saying so? If there is any modalities, they would have included us. At the end of the day, we are in charge now, and they are supposed to inform us after the modalities. So are they taking the modalities alone and inform us later when they are unaware?
And now this is the case.
Yeah.
The case is Moko, the recent RESEC meeting.
Yeah.
Moko RESEC meeting, no, Aquadedi.
Okay.
Say, traditional council say one more modalities be. The Ghana Tourism Development Company say one more engaging modalities be. After that meeting, immediately, why can't you approach them? What besides that? Your modalities, why are you not involving us? What is preventing you from doing that?
Jerry.
I say, you know, we share from our anger now. Time is more a session of time. We don't say judges, you know, can't say be woman. Say, almost say, traditional council, any tourist board, you know, it's in our modalities, you know, your lawyer can't say, your lawyer and after that, you know, lawyer and can't say, and yet, onuti na eba unye modalities in ma RESEC.
Okay.
And we say court no aka say mu handing over.
Eto mo handing over na say whatever modalities be because be ana.
Mu handing over you na IMC no wa because they say transition.
Yeah.
IMC no be yes.
You have to account for their stewardship. For their stewardship.
It is new management, you know. Mu share na mu di ntiti bia ato say.
Yeah, it one more handing over the IMC and one more timi dey gina so aba be ye transition and one more handing over the amount.
Because we modality na go to RESEC enim. It's say the RESEC be here molasses here. Only
Magari, in any case, there are members in the IMC that are also members in the new management team. So what prevents them from working together as a team? It's because they are in league together.
Now they are in until next week. Say you share for that meeting and our modalities. We don't agree on those then if we don't agree on those modalities, for the regional minister RESEC, they have no locus in all this. So what they are to do?
You know, didn't accept. Say,
okay.
Yeah, modalities be.
What they are just to do is to hand over. Then the modality will take care of the modalities.
IMC, the MCA,
what is their locus?
Mu hand over. Mu baji adenu. Mu si yabe court. Ya court ne yue. Mu hand over adenu ma ye. Na yen ko ba. Mu kontra mu baby.
All right, madam say, for especially those within the ladder dikotopon, these issues are kosono saying ena etie the mount yan gedi etie for na if ebi amon crofo no cry one pattern one be the numbers na is 03022435540 03022435540 030225790 030225790. Dumedi ya asemi di kan bi ni wo mu wie pe na me ne mabadwafo no nso e ba betina se na ya ye ya manusem no so e toso beba cho ma che.
Good morning, Mike Dejari.
Yes sir, but you to say
loko original kwa ni connection. Mark da wa se papa. Mark ya ambeze msebuzo. Ayimana Osa lo ana.
Me patro de bi me nyanhye me lo na se. Ba de dia me chance.
De dia me buza on there. Eno a se de disposing for your form example ai apachi foi.
What me call yeah.
Utini do mo fa interview bi mo ne na so mo ki de bi a oba mbede mi si ade because you will see and just hope for be a fan with Yamano.
Say, do man no man and yet some more. No man and yet some. Yo, but that's
the vampire say, said the other one or 2 dear, because I think the other one of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm one of them, yeah, pay. Now I'm one as you, dear man, for.
Yo, but that's Yankopon is Shirao. Na, you bridge this, Bibia betime. I'm some line about kwa block you, Matthew Fonti. Benim some of the other one name of Fanchame. Beba Chomache.
Yeah, I'm a Jerry and Patro Bumse.
Yamia Domoko,
you with the Yamisha or Obo to Mapa, Yamisha.
That's it.
And the only say, instead of sending Sikono, my Jerry, I can smell politics in the whole thing.
Sound.
Politics. The whole thing is about politics. I say, fuel way our beaches no landing beach fuel no the same political between NDC and PP every day have no and one they have no on be delays it's so much policy to they can't solve this problem this is all either why or no majority NDC and they are government power suggest okay make sure say we are in power sound and the other way around it is bizarre something is going wrong
maybe some say partisan politics so ababe wura we mu ade no so yade bo man we so ade no bi ababe wura masa mo your politician na want to many man say I'll ask them maybe some maybe so me that say because they work and one muti anim here o monko maybe some me ba cho ma che
yeah no I mean
yes sir yetio Kofiana
betumi ayo no
yetio
mimi ma tena la yes ho na me kan ye tete me won ya na issue inu no ache enye na issue tete and ya twin yeah there ya is mesre and nam stoma pinchen na ma ka na me di ya kakra se wo ko yen potemu baby a yen fifira wo behwe na ensu eda ho na wo bi aka your friend say to said yepo nyankopon de ache nkran ayi a wo bi anya beach o se ye na ye dia na ye hweso ne ade wo ko asante memu a ma ko hwese se China fo enkwada bi a ye wugu ho tantai yi affect ye but wo be wo youth ni ade wontimi nya authority bia for anything it your best
ba Kofi okaso obi a wo nkola tantan de enyefu
well Mark metuase baby a wote no but ka before ye Ghana for Kenya say nipa no so wugu wo distem bia akofa begu ntina ma me kanasa but enye say nipa no ho otai but me say subaifo a wo mo dia befra ye men no ye say ya mamre bibia me di ho ya so ho no na ma me kanasa nti mesre se wo mu nyankopon ache wo mu po wa ha na se e wo so wo mutimi ye ubaka ye years ago obi Ghana obi odie adanchini ana no wuti ye nipa bi awu ho epo na da ho e na nchine e form ye se mining o mining mra che se bibia ye tu agudie bia e yo mining dia wo de wo hweso abeto wo ya wo hweso yi but ha no be ba ye se de ye mpre e na da ye yi na abai be fa ni ade ya so koye wa se upa kokuma se abontin nyina obo asemize obo di bia ba se nyina afeti bibia
okay beda se
timisre wo mo hwe na nya dwobre
mate beda se Kofi e ba cho be mo ache hello oh went to me enyina so all right the woman say what action and mo hwe ne mo somebody because it's akwa some on ni assurance be as to when the handing over will take place the only assurance mo wono eye MCA and the kasa ya or kasa by next week handing over no ebeba so na regional minister so why insist say mo form mo committee na wi on the way ready to hand over ma me fa two callers in the end me ba cho ma che
me jo so ma jare
yetio
ajani muni mekatesho panko beria yo anope da masi adi mi kan nyina se in fact before nke wadu yi kan nyamia ke ya de papa nanso enipa bi se ade no a yinzimra ko ya de chi se ni pan ko beboa o le pu ye nyango podi ma ye yimu nam ya de je wo kwa ngroba ni ni mbe kupuru mu pa kede yinjimi hu ti yantu worum fangu ti yenye den na beboa yin in fact Ghana kenyamia ke ya de nanso etro bi na mo nsuo bi da na okovi nsuo ne se de titie pa na enkrofo eje omo na ibu hu eni mo bola ni ana obi pese nsuo we pa kede ye no
okay better say that my main fa we okay media sim ade we said ya no obi ka no ade we nso ya de politics ni ade aba bi remana
gidi say politics bi awum ni ya gidi say be say la traditional council no minister no person onye mu favor if he wants to do them a favor, he should use the right channel.
Okay.
That's all.
What will be your next action? They say at the end of it. Then next.
We will be waiting for instructions from our lawyers.
Mm.
The next line of actions to
Okay.
take. So certainly, we will certainly take action. Okay. I'll be waiting for our lawyers.
All right. You better must say, Anope. Now, yes, no, you're trained. Regional Minister, information available to ministers that were too quiet outside the country.
Okay.
And reaching I'm a friend now, in the line, pick your friends answering machine, major message.
Okay.
Now, you better say, Yakopon Yado, and you be drew next week in the Moha. You be engaging, now you be sano, on the side of their Eboho. It's a young fan concon, you better say, so you never banner, BBA to me, of course, na bibi akọso wi a weekend bi na maba wona maba management ni kakra o
we show with him
enti ni ashite ama yada say na wona o chairman ana man mo yuta say man chairman
ofie
and wasoma mo ni ashite ama yada say babeka na ni aba nunu obanye ozu yada say na eye Raman ashite Raman Once you are your friends, so you be further your friends saying story, you be running further programs, they are finding out. How near just BBA, one movie, send us a massa. Now, the BBA, at the two, the other must send Babakayo. Abusiana, Yane, Ayala, that de Cotopon Youth Association for, and they didn't come on, Nina, fa, la, okay, la. Pleasure Beach Resort Munsensem na pepacho yedi ho enkomo no na eyade a we ni nyina no eye nsema ye hwe se ebema asomdwei etimi aba na adwuma nso ebuno aja bia ye wo ho na bibia ekoye enti ye beto aso ebra se regional minister bedua na ye ho nsema egwom asemi di kasunie ye basisi Abedafo na Ivan Samo ha Dr. Ezekiel Ejekum, member of the MPP. Ivan Samo, a member of the NDC Communication Bureau. Yeah, but this here.
List ni nie enyo ma beto to dia me baba no ho ade no hwem so betumi a asew na obeka ya jontuma miensa duku portmanteau this way chocolate drink na kan wo hwe afibia so beri ni waware ne a this way chocolate drink na kan sia asew udan kan no ntumu ho me be mo anu nsu hye kura de aka ho wo hwe de wapi ho o ka sa batete edafo mo this way chocolate drink
kracha obepe e baba aware
asew
ye fia say this way chocolate drink ya sori anopa no ne yenom ye bi hye fridge nom no se snack ye nya hoho a no ne de serve wo mo ye didi wie ne ye pe bibia bogu ya de so a this way chocolate drink ne yenom and this way no ti ano a he se kire wom koko wom brick wom bibia wom ade wo hia ne so se
this way chocolate drink
de wo hia ani so se
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye
That's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look. Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Utie oha echi ponkno. Needs FM.
Ya no me bibrime. Ye nya kofa tu yeso. Etu esi be mabo. Okunkunim kofa ejina ne so.
When companies started going back to the job markets to hire workers, we turned the corner when international credit rating agencies, which have not been favorable to Ghana in recent years, started being positive about the economy, and we turned the corner when the banking industry started to record and report a profit after tax growth of 43.8% of 6.2 billion this half year.
When I day home and want something quick to chop, everything they inside, groundnut milk and sugar. I only need some water, so kiss made easy. Kivo carry makes eat a bio, chop 'em anywhere. Eat a bio, Kivo carry for your office, boarding house. Kivo carry everything they inside, groundnut milk and sugar.
This half year. All of this, Mr. Speaker, deepens our democratic development by prioritizing resources for institutions to support the conduct of the 2024 general elections. It commits us to funding existing projects in roads, rural electrification, rural telephony, IPEP, and our areas. Mr. Speaker, the 2024 budget is even more significant because we cross, Mr. Speaker, the 1 trillion gross domestic product mark for the first time in our economic history. Let me repeat, Mr. Speaker, Ghana's economy under President Akufo-Addo in 2024, final year in office, is projected to be valued over 1 trillion Ghana cedis in 2024 from the 219.5 billion we inherited in 2016. Mr. Speaker, 2024, 1 trillion gross domestic product. Mr. Speaker, fundamentally, this is a government that is self-aware, reflective, and has been open throughout the process to incorporating citizens' feedback in preparing this budget. And as in previous years, we have prioritized stakeholder consultations. Consequently, we engage with and obtain valuable inputs from key stakeholders, including investors, traders, academia, organized labor, civil society organizations, bankers, development partners, faith-based organizations, a cross-section of the leadership and other honorable members of Parliament. We also launched, Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Mutual Prosperity Dialogue on 2nd November 2024, a new and innovative platform, 23, to deepen our collaboration and partnership with the private sector. The platform aims to enhance the long-term competitiveness of Ghana and increase our attractiveness as a hub for businesses on the continent. This will have a standing committee co-chaired by the Minister of Trade and Industry, Minister of Finance, and the private sector. I want to assure our stakeholders that we have, as much as possible, reflected the proposals and recommendations from these engagements in the budget. There is much more to be done with the shared ideas, and the Mutual Prosperity Dialogues will be a robust and dynamic platform to inform future policy changes. Mr. Speaker, the Akosomo Dam spillage. Mr. Speaker, in the last few months, we have been witnesses to the devastating impact of the Akosomo Dam spillage. This follows excessive rainfall recorded in several parts of the country. To preserve the structural integrity of the dam, the Volta River Authority commenced controlled spilling on 15 September 2023. This led to the flooding of downstream communities in parts of Volta, Eastern and Greater Accra regions. The heavy rainfall also caused flooding upstream of the Akosomo Dam and impacted communities in the Savannah, Oti, and Bono East regions. Government, through VRA and NADMO and various agencies under the 13-member high-level interministerial committee headed by the Chief of Staff, comprising of the Ministries of Energy, Finance, Local Government, Environment, Interior, Health, Sanitation, and Water Resources, Defense, Roads and Highways, Education, Information, Health, and Gender, have subsequently, Mr. Speaker, provided various forms of support to the impacted communities.
Okay. Enti oreka no frata na ogusua na o present budget statement no. Abedwafo no wa ha. Dr. Ezekiel Ejekum Obeng ewa ha say. Doc, memo ache?
Jerry, mejoso.
Edise.
Nyame adon na so e.
Nyame adon boko. Ghana montie so na ehia asemi di kan say de woman so da.
My first time on asemi di kan.
Esimesi de on the Friday na afre.
A regular panelist.
Ivan Samo.
Minia.
As it is a
Nyame adom.
Yokoye.
Bibia nkoye sa. Nia eko na eko. Se Ghana ni bitia ho kiremu a. Eno a budget ye kan. Emfa hihye bia ma.
Ye chance yo.
Okay, nti minchia mempenifo, minchia yewresi dinkatia na minchia me penny Dr. Ajasi Panyanki. Papa, I hope so.
Okay. Budget statement. Doc.
Jerry.
Oraka no frata kai bibi say one be improve lighting system and improve security na a boost night businesses. And this for say 24-hour economy na wama kan na sisemo sa to Ghana for Chiremontina ayura ofuriata so 24-hour economy na bi no kan na no koka no different verse and a version o chere say ye be boost lighting system boosting of security na ama night businesses and so etimi akoso. Let us say admission say 24-hour economy na say run you ana.
Jerry, me da say and say why invite me na abet na o feed the case so. Na ye den cha case so ma etie for so and na no pa o ma jemre tie any me bra from the NDC side Aisha. Na enokre say the finance minister made mention of improving security and electricity availability na night businesses and also now obviously you expect the NDC at this stage say omo be ready into the argument and near almost propose say what 24-hour economy now and whatnot, but critically I mean we've always said say NDC should stick to what they know best, which is propaganda, tribal and religious bigotry. They always engage in. Now the fact that ye push you, say idea be policy alternative be any hope doesn't necessarily mean that you should make a blanket statement in terms of a supposed policy. I would say obey enrollee in the unlikely event that the NDC comes back to power. Now what's a 24-hour economy? Every economy in the world, it's 24 hours because the economy in the world doesn't sleep. The economy in the world doesn't sleep. Go to the Americas, go to Europe, even come to Africa. The economies in the world do not sleep. If you take sector by sector, of course, some sectors will perform higher than other sectors. Say, Oko health sector, for instance. We've explained it over time. I say the economy doing in the health sector does not sleep. It's 24 hours. Mete high me free night duty. And I'm able. From 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Me free night duty. And I'm drew her. The health sector does not sleep. There are various pharmaceutical companies at least almost retailing and individual sellouts over the counter medications. They do not sleep. Hospitals, clinics do not sleep. Pharmaceutical companies and a joke pona sebi almost 8 production more. So it depends on the sector. If you go to manufacturing, almost into manufacturing. Sebi, let's use common examples. You know, into plastic and bottled water processing. They do not sleep. They are working day in, day out, morning, evening, night. They do not sleep. But of course, if you perceive a broad, now you can see every sector of the economy is functioning 24 hours. Then we need to ask ourselves critical questions. Transportation industry does not sleep. If you go to Circle today, whether private or public, Ubenya transportation to any part of Ghana at any point in time. The transport sector does not sleep. The night economy depends on activities are relevant in the night. Whether you like it or not, everywhere in the world, people sleep during the night. Everywhere in the world. But certain areas, certain aspects of our economy can still function. If you go to Circle, there's a night economy. Because yes, there are people at every point in time. It was Circle. Because VIP, STC, and the OA terminals, they are very close to the main interchange, for example. So people do not sleep. If you go to Circle at any point in time, no matter the time you get to Circle, or pay transportation to other parts of Accra, you will get it. The Circle night economy does not sleep. When I was a house officer, I'm a police hospital. Walk all night, from 12 a.m. going, you just walk to Osu. You will get food at every point in time. They are specialized in Yuanin to say watching mubia eba Osu around 2 a.m. Until by 5 a.m. you won't go and meet that food. And they come from 5 p.m. to about 9 p.m. So the night economy in a place like Osu does not sleep. Go to a friend is saying La Paz, you would find night economy. So what is night economy or 24-hour economy when the NDC is proposing? All the idea they want to come say, and people will dress and wear jackets, wear coat to go and sit in the bank at night simply because we just need to say something. Say increase employment, you come to increase enrollment or onto the controller and accountant general sheet. Say you change for KKK. But it should be targeted. There should be some research behind it. Even the banking sector, as we speak, is running 24 hours. You do not need to walk to your bank to do any transaction, even in the night, because the system, the platforms have all been digitalized and they are all working 24 hours. The banking sector is a 24-hour sector. At every point in time, you can make payment through your bank. You can make payment. You can transfer money from your bank to your Momo wallet. You can even transfer money from your Momo wallet to your bank. You can transfer money across networks at every point in time. So you close banking hall now. It doesn't mean the banking sector is not working. You can still use your card to make transactions online. The banking sector is a 24-hour economy at any point in time. The only difference is that people will not dress to go and sit in the banking hall at 2 a.m. People will not dress to go and sit in the banking hall at 12 midnight. But in the absence of the people, I don't remember the last time you may call bank to go and do any transaction. Once you have your Visa card, you have your MasterCard, that's acceptable internationally, everywhere. Now, what Momo accounts are due to the proactiveness of this government. The mobile money interoperability, which allows you or gives you the leeway to transfer money from one network to other network, or transfer money from a bank to a Momo account. You do not need to step into the bank. If you go into my wallet right now, it just cuts. There is no money in my wallet because at every point in time, even if my car is not working, now Uber, there's leeway to pay with e-cash. That is a 24-hour economy that's working at every point in time. The last time I was here, I used your media houses as an example. NIT FM, Peace FM, UTV, Hot Not do not sleep. And I do crampon sebi asofo a pemo platform to even reach out to people in the night. Early morning, there are same people who are using your platforms, reaching out to people. So even if Mark Jerry goes to sleep, NIT FM is still working. So 24-hour economy is there. But of course, it needs to come in stages. There will not be 24-hour economy when there is no production. And see, people will go and dress and sit in the ministries in the night and accident. But 24-hour economy will be possible when you have industrialized, when you have industries which are working and manufacturing. The 24-hour economy will be feasible when you have what? Digitalized your systems. Yen mi anoma on social media, online businesses, and ajo and now take orders. From 3-4 a.m. they are up doing their packages. Those who are into food production, from 3-4 a.m. they are already cooking. And up by 6-7, they are packaging their foods to be sent across. They do not have to come in contact with anyone. There are people, young ones, on social media doing businesses day in, day out, such that at every point in time, when you go on social media, now BBA, you can get it at any point in time. The youth is not lazy. The youth is already taking the lead because government has provided the security and the platform to making sure that every business they are transacting is secured, and government has made that impossible. So 24-hour economy now, Mr. Mahama Swadeban, just a slogan. In actual sense, it is happening. So if Finance Minister says he's going to increase and tighten security and make electricity available for night economy, it's just to show that the fundamental, the base is already there, and government needs to up its business. Government government's already doing it. Since I my Jerry, that Ben and police for any Juma and Ajoda.
Police for year Juma and Ajo.
They were.
But said they are okay, yes, 1 year Juma and Ajo. But night patrols, yes. Yes. But I didn't at this time.
Because government has already set the base.
Mahama can't 24-hour economy. Internet so also.
No.
Baby can't the Ebema night.
No, Manjeri, government has already set the base. I've told you about digitalization, for example, which makes businesses easier today, such that if people want orders from me in the night, I'm assured that we have enough patrols on our roads to making sure say make even delivery, or I'm even doing my business in the night. I have the security because I know the security services are working. Government are buying by one of the sectors are buying a home tourism sector, such that getting to the end of the year, from October to December, Ghana become the destination worldwide for Christmas and its related activities. And see, if I buy say they need to up security, it means I buy a baby and it needs to be protected. Year of return. Our government introduced any day beyond the return, any Christmas in Ghana or December in Ghana. It's one of the key ways it brings in a lot of foreign exchange. So government set the base by, for example, in the entertainment and tourism industry, introducing what? Beyond the return. Before that, we had what? Year of return. A reiki in over millions of dollars for us because government was proactive to prioritize the tourism sector, to making sure you better open up Ghana, make Ghana attractive to the people in the diaspora to come home. So if government has introduced year of return beyond the return, now from October to December, Ghana becomes the destination for Christmas and its related activities. Then government is right to say that then now I have the opportunity to increase security, because we all know businesses, individuals, organizations, everyone, especially those in the entertainment industry, food and beverages and tourism industry, from now to December, I feel on a peak period they drew. So government is going to provide the security, because when the time comes for Christmas and with activities now, and you're doing the day, all the major shows that happen in this country, we all know, starts at late at 9-10 p.m. in the night and run to the following morning. So if government is going to provide security, then the government can say that in the tourism industry, for example, I have expanded access and I have opened the eye of the world to be focused on Ghana. And to me provide security, it is right because I have made sure Ghana has become attractive. I have made sure I provided the platform. I have kept on the light, because you can't have 24-hour economy in Indumso. So if Mr. Mahama is preaching 24-hour economy today, Mr. Anahon say, ultimately keep lights on for us to think of having businesses done in the night. You plunged the country into darkness for 4 years, not because of any external factor, not because na bibi koso wiase and a day hunsun so Ghana so. You plunged the economy into darkness because of your incompetence and mismanagement of the economy. That's why we now don't pay, so you couldn't keep our lights on. Today, Obi Abe keep lights on for 7 good years. For 7 good years. So if that person tells you that I'm going to make sure there is night economy, and the person has the right and the effrontery to do it because ayebida, we're keeping your electricity on to give comfort and confidence to the people. Say, even if me hear me business in the night, I have the right to do it because the government has kept my lights on. So to have a night economy is not out of vacuum. You need to set the base, and the base meaning you've provided access or the market, which the government has done, at least through tourism. You said December is the peak period of all these things. Secondly, I have kept my lights on. Light I may bet 2 years. Doom so now you collapse the economy. Doom so man for businesses, and businesses, egu, nanko for uno. Me buy no, my best of you doom so. Now my keeping the light on for the past 7 years until you have the freedom to do your business at night. I've increased enrollment in the security services. And then everywhere you go, every 5, 10 steps, 100 meters, the newly recruited police, for example, the constables are on the road providing security. Now it is safe to move across the length and breadth of Ghana without fear or panic because the security of the day has been enhanced and government has invested hugely in the security sector. Into conform in that so and conform ratio. And see if I'm doing my businesses in the night, I will do it. But Mr. Mahama is not telling you how I'm going to do it. All I'm going to do is 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. The 24-hour economy cannot survive without industrialization. And no, and I buy any who say a time will come. So let me start 1D, 1F. Today we have 169 factories which are operational. Another 154 in the pipeline to be completed.
Why is it that industry will grow negative? Since 1D, 1F is actively in operation. Are they?
Industry from this budget is not growing.
It's growing negative.
Negative.
Industry grow negative. Negative too. Industry it grow negative. On one the budget highlights.
My page
published. Me patch on the babet.
Patch page in
me the babet. So, is it me say we are not doing something right?
But of course,
because I been running industrialization policy, and when you look at it,
so the little explanation, the little the other one
where you highlights
on 32-page way. Yes. So the little explanation is that when government started the DDE,
it be an actively maybe a 1D 1F no and share that. A factory not failing na eba na. I need an explanation.
The effect of industrialization cannot be felt within a year or two. And the year in I see Uber business. No setting up. Now business not free say. Now business no abenya impact no. It will take time. Until any idea of industrialization, the America we see today, how much industrialized now. When they started the processes, we all have documentaries we watch the time they started and where they are today. So if America is the hub of industrialization, or China, or the new emerging economies, they did not start from day one. Nkrumah, sorry to say, businesses have started any industries. When did we feel the impact of those industries? Later, NDC by Ombekulasi businesses now. When did we feel the effect of the industrialization? So government is still on course. The factories are there, but of course, for everyone to come mainstream, to contribute tremendously and significantly, it will take time. I know that we can't run away from it, Marjorie, because when I'm a manufacturing company, I can start with a certain amount of goods I'm producing. As businesses pick up, then I increase my output. So for the effect for everything to come together, it's just like the first teachers now, you will not see the importance of the schools today, because I can only be my doctor, akwala ne bi meye artisan ema wonne akwala ne bi emeye host this Jerry ema wonne so you won't feel the impact in the next 15-20 years when we have a semi-educated society akwala bia what the prerequisite knowledge in terms of training vocational or mainstream education that is when you see the impact into the ideas of the government of the day no enya ade a ye ne na ye hu say oh ya ye bibi into ye kosa mama the government is thinking of tomorrow the effect of all these factories 5 years 10 years time when we are able to produce enough to sustain our local economy that's when we see the effect but of course government introduced DDEP a lot of brouhaha we will not run away from it and it even affected the banking sector because people's confidence in the banking sector dwindled. Of course, instead of us sticking to issues, now explaining what the DDEP means, no, and a propagandist, and so do Hujimu, and almost two footrebun kofweni, and of course, the panic will be there for people to be careful when dealing with the banks. So even if you look at the banking sector, it was somehow affected because of the DDEP, and it's the industry that will go to the banks to go and borrow. So if your banking sector is affected because of the propaganda and the misinformation around the DDEP program now, then it will affect the bank. And when the bank is affected, people don't have the confidence to go and put their monies in the bank. And if the banks are not getting the monies, how would the manufacturers and the industry access loans to expand their business? So if there was any effect, then that is the explanation. But of course, this same budget, the banking sector last year grew by 14%. Grew by 14%. When people came to understand what government was doing and realized that after all, it is still safe to stay and save with the banks, the banking sector grew and their profit margin after tax was over 60 or 54%. The same budget is in there. Do you understand, Marjorie? So yes, the factories are there and we can point to them. The employment the factories have created are still there. So in the end, if I have created enough factories, now my country say I'm running 24-hour economy, then I know that the shoe factory in Kumasi, it is right to say that that shoe factory can run 24 hours because in the night I can get people to go and produce their shoes. Now I'm from Ram Market during the day. If a Kumfi is saying I'll do 24-hour economy, then a Kumfi is right to say because a Kumfi now in production component and so top. Now a Kumfi has the license to supply over 500 companies in America and Europe. Oko Walmart to say a juice, a Kumfi juice, it is there.
Okay.
Casa de Ropa or other partnership our government to making sure say your industries are being set up. No? If you have the base, which is the industry, then you can say 24-hour economy is feasible. Other than that, the white collar jobs, go and sit in the bank, go and sit in the offices, even if he is to come and implement it. Now, unlikely events are not by implementing it. In the night, who is going to sit in the ministries? Who going now? Constant ministries are there. What is the output even during the day in those sectors? Not to mention the night. So yes, it's just a slogan that he wants to parade around simply because election number, and he's being pushed to bring policy alternative. It's not policy alternative that is born out of proper research to know that this is the state now, this is where we are now, this is where we are going tomorrow. But when we say that we are going to tighten the belt in security and keep the light on to ensure the night economy is running, we have the basis. Because yes, we have kept the light on. 2, we have digitalized the system. And 3, we provided enough factories, mainstream, working to boost production. Majeri, so that's the explanation.
Okay. Madam say higher need 100.9. Dr. Ezekiel Ejekumo being member of the MPP. And now what in Kano. Maminko Evans Amo. Evans, Finance Minister. Aka say womo ebehwe say umbe improve security, lighting system, na ama night businesses. Etimi akoso. Say abembia no epese ne economy ni boost to say ya na so kono. E dey na ebema NDC mo 24-hour economy because say oh finance minister ya mo kan anything waka.
Me da say na ne made kan maybe say lighting system dey now if you know we boost the lighting system up. What are the real?
On ascend there, memo. Na sa memo won't me ye bibia preko.
See, those one who say a crummy sum no botai keke ne say krumi is no person not necessarily because you want to industrialize send a menu air cano 24-hour economy say me brother na onti ase ye kwa brochi ebinu ko night job obiko adwuma ba mienu miensa ye ba Ghana ye bo 5 and obi apon enti woko DV area nkrofo per driving licenses are up several months and several years enti I introduce Goro boys woko passport officer nkrofo for passport apare woko court cases wo ho a edi be 10-5 years ono ankasa hospital ho no woko ho a anaju OPD nya adwuma emergency cases. Can you tell me, sir, number of doctors a year juma day, the same doctors in a year juma anaju? No. He's there for emergency cases and admitted patients. Now doctors are called juma anaju, nurses are called. So because of that, they are limited. And she say nye juma. And I make catch obi say so woko court obi odi assemble court to be an otuesika. And why can't we double the shift of court system? So those monies that we take from admitting cases, you know, you bet me the and a way of creating job and creating wealth also for the state. You two are quite man so you can hear Juma na pani via. But you buy a crew ma this is a pong. DV your banner your both for your pong into a big papers in the Sanka, Tria or Quaker for Goro boys. And a Mahama said he will make it official, say 24-hour people run shift. So we can ease the burden of those institutions, you know. Me wan krofo so enye adwuma no atumi afa so ho no enye adwuma na e generate sika so ye de amaban no. That's what Mahama is trying to say. Now because the ingenuity, the person who initiated that program is different person from what Ken is thinking on an idea is going to improve nice for what purpose and what objective or for just doing sake. And some people say maybe bisa ese wunya botany sentibi. When you look at the sectors of the economy, almost all the sectors are left ajar. Nothing is being done about it. Some areas they try to do, they have jeopardized it. We have banking sector, financial sector. Your banks say they will improve the banking system, take a prudent measures to protect the customer. Ni omo yese ombe tumi egu bank no. Then omo nim se wugu banka we say obi mejuma. Mfaswa taxes are banning through direct and indirect tax no. Let's go back there. He was talking about industrialization. Agri sector was recording negative despite they came out with planting food and job. You see, planting food, the objective is to when we have excess production of food, that's why it will feed industries.
Agri can connect.
Yes, but look at the prices of food. The food inflation was about 50-something%. I'm saying that, you know, demand, our market is a free economy. Demand and supply determine the price of goods and services. But when prices are scarce, the resources are scarce, the price of goods goes up. No, we are recording about 50% of food inflations. Food inflation about 50%. Why? Because there is not enough food to feed the people and to feed industries. The reason why the import is so much is because we don't have them here. We can't create them. Just rice and mokra, we import several billions of cities to import rice into this country. What about sugar? So when you are managing the economy, you become critical and look at the areas that will create wealth for the state and create jobs for the people. Which area of the economy this government can say have really tackled it and have been successful? Which area? Is it the financial sector? Who buy capital market? What be say crap? Pensioner sika so modiko you have come to take it because you have destroyed the capital market. And one of the viable places that can help this country and create wealth for this country is the capital market. We can borrow and keep our money here. When we borrow from the market of Ghana, we don't borrow outside to repatriate money through dollars. That will affect our currency, the stability of our currency. It's a good thing. But what do we see now? We have been writing off of the capital market. Now we can access the capital market again. The banking sector. President Mahama realized that banking sector is a very huge sector that we can take advantage, creating wealth and creating jobs for our people. So we allow other banking officials to come in. Unibank and several started springing up. What did the government do? What did Argentina Otekokoso Onkonko book on financial form? No, so physical renovating. When we come, there is a problem at a place. You solve them. You renovate it. That's why it's renovating Konfanati Hospital. You don't go and pull it down. You have to renovate it. What I'm trying to say, the banking sector no better. Banking sector no better create no. Has economy. What about the agri sector? What about the industrial sector? If you can't do well in the agri sector, how can you improve the industrial sector? Because it's the agri sector that will feed the industries and transform the first year will be from your cocoa, your way, all because when the excess production of maize camp will transform them into other things. You see, when I look at the low, you are talking about the go. How much have you sunk into that sector? What are the resultant returns of this? How much are the government have sent into this? How much money have you sent into it? Look at the infrastructure, the road sector. What have you done about it? Which area can you talk about roads in Ghana here? It acquires assets away memory. Look at our educational sector. You are talking about the free state. It's a perfect thing that those who draw the constitution realize that it is important to provide free education to our people. But what is going on now? People have to go to school. While some people are staying in the house, they'll go to school in January. Have you done it well? Nobody is denying the fact that the free education is something that Ghana has to do. Not only Ghana, several countries have taken a huge tilt on free education. France have done it. Several countries have done free education. They have done it well, and they are still developing their economy. But what do we see? What do we see in our the free education and what is going on now? So he can't tout himself. They can't boast that this. That's what the President Mahama have seen that thing. So when we engage these people, we make them official. Yeah, it's true that when you go to Sectoral, people will be working at the time. But doesn't make it why.
But I say, bro, for the doorso.
Yeah, and the question will call Sectoral and send your year 24/7 send your work. But let's make it official. Other sectors that need a backup should be given the opportunity to do the same. Send a maker DVLA. When you go to passport office, certain critical areas should be boosted up and look at how we can industrialize, give input to the agriculture sector to make it more relevant. That's what President Mahama is talking about. Improving lighting system in the night. What does it actually mean? And what does he actually want to achieve in the improving lighting system in the night? Is it because President Mahama have come to say we want to make Ghana economy a 24-hour economy? The lighting system has been as it is for the past 7 years. Sana Ghana for trim. Is it something critical that important that I have to put it in annual statement? Say we are going to improve lighting system. What actually impact is it going to make? What are the benefits that Ghanaians are going to derive from that one? I don't see it at here or there. I don't see the real meaning why he want to improve lighting system in the night. So when the 24
hours lighting system you improve now no nobody bend.
Na me hu senti poti.
For security reasons na one work as a baby I assume. Enya baby na assume there. Baby I assume say abani improve the lighting system. Abani na hwe say kan ya na betimi agya na nice.
Yes. Anka that didn't know what to say. President Mahama say oba abe 24-hour economy. Inti ono so oba beka say improve lighting system. Ohwe aduane bo na ayede no. Onye bibia ebe bo ma aduane bo akofom. Let's tackle the agri sector very warmly. Yenfe yense hina nkwa agri sector. Yenhwe sa agri sector no. Yama na besi pempeso a eboa Ghana ni kura sempo kura onye aduane den. Look at the housing sector. Nkofo brebe nipa beda. Would you pay ni hina ko rent mu? That's the areas that the government have to look at. Unemployment. Industries are egugu. Induma egusugu. Tax are emri nipa. Ofa ha tax. Niema emwa economy nkoso. Eno na ya di abano ese na nukun. No jay Latin is very important. It is not something that central government have to look at it. It should come under local government like the district assemblies and that have to look at it. What actually is he going to tackle it? Well, we have main problems like the roads infrastructures are being depleted. Nina says our railway sector. Nieman koso. Ejuma nkrofunya ejuma nye no kruma. Oba was come to improve like the lighting system. You are talking about the police. It has been there since Nkrumah time. Nkrumah time, when we were in the street, I wasn't there, but sorry tells that when we were in the street, we were going. The policeman can ask you, where are you going? What are you doing at this time? So policing It's not something that you have come to use it as your whole budget statement for a year. You have nothing to talk about but talking about the improving lighting system. It's shortfalls. It doesn't meet what it expected to be. I think sir, it is. Yeah, Mama, I was expecting sir, he will bring issue that will bring the open up of the economy. That will generate growth. Tackling infrastructure, capital investment, the little it is about. These are the things that can make Ghanaians comfortable. One government go into capital investment, I want it's going to be back for a month for Ninche. Because one government going to huge pushing more money into the state because it's a huge investor. He can push in a more capital. That's what Ghanaians can get money to develop themselves. That's what can get the economy going. He was talking about electricity that have kept the light on. When he came, he said the NDC government have provided excess light that you have to pay. What have you added up? If Mahama was not the person who solved Dumso, why were you complaining? Say, Abano am almost excess take or pay. Why were you complaining? Say Mahama, then to me and solve Dumso. Why were you complaining? When they came, when Professor Mays came and opened up the economy, the demand of electricity went high. So therefore, they have to solve it. And Mahama admitted solving it. So when I saw the Dumso buy, he came to open up the economy. He came to create jobs. He came to tackle infrastructure. So the demand of electricity went high. That's why came Dumso. And Dumso, something that have come at a space. President Kufuor Mreso, na at the dead and enjoy the software call your friends. Akoso Moma Eka Bompai. President Kufuor Mreso.
And can you do man paying that JJ? Not paying so cranewo.
Yes.
Because I remember time and your school, number was secondary school, senior high school, you had to yes, rechargeable
lantern.
And then I near this idea. So that's how I'm and that's how it was there. And they did my it's now you can't have none.
Oh, it's a bit so the campaign you demonstration on memo. Nobody babem. Na ye me ya say ye babem ko ye fa one plant and fan ka. They were complaining. No more if so to me at on Sapa, I'm other African countries are omunibi. Nigeria sell electricity to Niger. Why can't we sell to other countries who need it? Because they lack what it takes to manage the economy, manage the electricity sector. They were complaining. So it wasn't like deliberately or to do me so by there or Banagana Fatra Dinsu. It was something the economy was growing. So the demand for that sector was huge and high. And he admitted I'll solve it. Obidi was saying it at his time, he can't solve it. Or train for the next leader who will come and solve the problem of this country. Unemployment now for Ghana for who will come for the next leader. The government was talking about they have taken the economy, the annual budget to trillion. What are the impact and what are Ghana saying? How did it come out? Don't look at how it generates revenue. You don't look at how you get it. This is how much we have gotten it. How did you get it? What are the impact? When you go to US, the areas Uber and Maya almost tax will from any US. But the richest country, one of the richest countries on this planet Earth is US because they open up industries. They create jobs for the people so that indirectly they pay tax to the state. That's what we expect to do. Not necessarily collapsing jobs and tax the same people. Go to a discount, but what gunu? We are a buano aseno. Banka magana fojuma no aseno. We are no aseno. We are. Go look at cocoa sector. Cocoa sector was recording over 1 million tons annually. Today, how much is it recording? The cocoa sector, they can't even buy cocoa and pay them. Produce buying company, and now it was entering into other sectors of the economy. Mabe gunu. Dien pa na ba we AGYEMAN ayeyi. What's your boy? Yeah, they won't buy.
I will say a very good PBC.
Yes.
Wow.
They can't buy now. What is a cocoa for say talk right into Amuka? Now what he has done is more private people have been. PBC was also generating revenue for the state. Then the only man say, Obegu Numano, no have a task in Panuaka say, Yetumia discussi. Then the Pacona Woody in Sikano, bisa say, impact a ho at a tibeno. Sani Bua mine. Yankatra Manso, a microphone hunchromo. Yankatra Manso, and say sector of the industrial sector of Ghana that I believe is recording zero. There's no any place that a generator can say, look at a Commander Sugar Factory. One area you import to very billion of cedis. Every year, beer. There's no single company in this country that produce sugar. So let's look at that area and try to make something out of that. Abayamba no be just say sugar factories were wrote down. And then you make crack Ghana gas yaton. Because you look at a particular sector of the economy and address them and make it beneficial to the state. That's what we are talking about. And 24 hours economy is make sure that we open up court system now and cases at several years. No, you be a quine. I'm a court 24/7. Oko DVA and Crawford lances into say the Goro boss na the you open up for 24/7. Oko passport office areas that there have been a pile up. It's a job of its own and it's a revenue to the state.
But when you say digitization and digitalization, but even though NDC monso moje because we have a digital center and it's wadi hunua sabre no and a John Dramani Mahama penua ebesi hona. It tells you say the digital agenda, digitalization agenda, NDC monso is maniso. On say no so me economy run it 24.
On say aban we no din da near oya fa electricity sector no and one oya fa digital sector no. Ministry of Communication was built by the NDC. Accra Digital Center was built by NDC. Sadia no menim kuhu abeda na metumi ayehu bibi. Free SH, you can see the burden dotted all over the country. It's all ban what G said. NDC have not done anything about it. Digital is not the end of the means. It's the processes. When you have boosted up the economy, the digital system will just connect it up. It is not the digital that will solve the digital on the bank market. You were talking about the banking sector that you can go to the place and withdraw money at. Fine. What about the other areas? When you talk about 24-hour call, there are critical areas that we don't have to allow them to be as it is now. I'm talking about even your health sector. OPD is not working in the night. So most people have to pile up a day and go to hospital.
OPD, a fine year, Juma.
First case. Ghana ha the first case go hospital.
Na ya fa hospital.
Enya na pa na call hospital.
Oh, David. Enya no correct.
Emergency cases they emerging.
Enya correct.
But are you saying, sir, those who work in the night are the same people who work in the day? If you compare the number of doctors who work in the night or the nurses that work in the night, look at the court system. You can go. But what I mean is that officially, Ghana health system is not something you can go to say you report case and a power report. Let's forget about that. Let's look at the DVRs. Let's look at the legal system. Let's look at the person. The objective is to create jobs for the people. And there are avenues that we can create jobs. If we would not open a new company, there are avenues that we can create jobs with these existing ones. That's when we look at the economy. You look at a very critical area that you can maximize profit or benefit for the people, and you tackle it. Which area this government is tackling? Is it the importation of sugar or importation of rice? What is it tackling? Is it the transport system? Well, most of our roads are this is what the President Mahama is talking about. You were talking about a paper on the 24-hour. You have it. The party will launch a manifesto.
Okay.
When it's due. So you read everything. It's not just it's something that government have planned and thought over it. Near you kind of fully say or the light baby. You hear that say on for light mre.
Mesa bamoho you go so ye peruzu budget na Wudru Oti regional the regional organizer of the MPP say discussions or quick comments be to pass say ye Felix Ade na owa omano so Felix Mache okay me Mesa it is say
Nyame de ache amoso
Nyame adomboko
okay Majari
right na you discuss budget no bia na wo bibi di fruity region ebre
budget as an Mamika can fa akonya switch wa people na panels no go on. I must commend them for the good work they're doing this morning. Now also one call. Now, budget in the end of the air that great sector. McJerry, we had a few days ago. That great sector and the bit stabilize the economy in Africa. Okay, materials, I want raw materials, you walk near your door, Hanama. The Israeli culture, Edia, and my any attraction in the foreign market. For instance, cocoa. I think that there are many countries that are growing cocoa. But take, for instance, Ghana cocoa was rated one of the best. I had the method that yen nanamo a usuno and a man I attractive in the market. And to when we are nearby, was therefore the importation of foreign materials in our agriculture sector will not do us too much. Of course, we need machinery in our various areas. That's why I emphasize they should strengthen the agriculture sector, and the minister, the finance minister, must commend him for that. The entire team. On my bombery, I don't want to affect the agriculture sector. Then when it comes to taxation, the tax and the developer of mine. By then, you should also be looking out to say a human crop on a year. One bit me actual tax with Brianna. A woman, a big tax holidays near you. I must give kudos to the finance minister and the team again. By a year, my year, so I'm not for any. But it never can say monetary labor is strong. And also, the Ghana for is one from and our judgment view of what we should come and do it as government. There's always room for dialogue. And, going forward, almost so I think they are monitoring. Never my ability it, they've been make a chair, I do win no more. When you move, so I know what all. MPP for the government is doing so well. That is why our president say we should not just be spectators, but we must contribute to every factor, every my growth in this nation. Then let me come back.
But on the taxation, we do agree. Say, I'm out for being. I say yes. More time and more position. More come from production to from taxation to production. But I ben you buy the kwakwa say to no edie no ye ayene de. Munyi nisa. And written and the year came. We share the business community. The Biana Meka, the Vehicle Access Dealers Union Ghana, the Importers and Exporters Association, the Traders Advocacy Group Ghana, Ghana Union of Traders Association, those businesses, food and beverages, your friend is saying, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FAPAG. One when you complaining about a tour beer. Almost to say, I buy the BB at the farming, especially several crown or Madia Bowman.
Majority, a family no we are because only penny swap, only imported in Yama, and also the export in Yama. So my import I buy better than I have to. So yes, many one yard a FB, but a FB so no my main for explanation, main fun your politics where you're Ghana a security issue. It's here treating now, we should treat it very well so that our audience will be granted well in faith. Okay, Ukraine, Russia will amount production from the whole world is in the globe. Okay, month from close to on company down, Yamfagan and Kwan Yamfanto. And Yamabumbu, I yet, Yaman, yet the Ghana, I'll make us their politics. But I'm challenging you. But I miss all these things. May Bobby be another last panelist about the energy sector. I miss all these things. Did we think about how government was able to sustain the energy ministry as a nation? And yet then, granted, no making comments. I just want us to have a very interactive conversation here. Or making comments, we say, the president, energy sector, no, NDC, the buyer, or the MIN. And the petrol and less short under the NDC, no, so no. Na Oma or the petrol and go ane a diesel. Omudi dim so cool Ghana for Ghana for petrol. Yeah, it's a question we must ask. When we want to build, we're looking for solutions. We're not looking for end games. Intimate stress here. The energy sector, we must also look at the COVID effect, the Russia-Ukraine war effect. When we say about the crude oil, Russia and Ukraine, almost deep apportioning. Kankani yan Africa bibrimaha your energy sector you import gas and I stand to be corrected though and to say do see let's think about the nation first the relief and the politics but me a comparative argument and to with that one butafu yen obi edika because oman obi say I the president himself say we are aware. But let's also look at the challenges you face here. Amidst all these challenges, there was no doing so. Amidst all these challenges, you could go to fuel stations and access fuel in your vehicle. You challenge not or light you would assess at least fuel with good generator. Now let's go to Commander Sugar Factory. Commander small kind industrialization in Ghana. Yejina Soya Cancer industry now. Industry in Ghana, I am because we are not in solar. And you cannot afford fuel. A global issue. To say fuel boy high. Into a generator now, you economize it until there's the need. You are not going to use the generator. And this is suggest energy sector and going for it a bit money solar. I bet me I empower industry. Let your mom to reliever. Why not? We should go about that. The solar, look at our coast from end to end, from the start, the beginning to the end. Wind all over. We are born in the northern region. Human waste, Sebika fry, you waste krana, Yajana Sebika fry, in your humility. Ajana credit development will be a film, energy weapon film. See, I do that, you can modify energy sector. These are things Ghanaians want to hear. We want relief in our system. A comedy and a dream boneba. Say, I know light out for Juma, and Juma is good, yes, the Barbers Association, the Any, our fuel station, tax for our own account, on Carones, a John Card. The hairdressers, those ones affected everybody. But we need solutions. That's why Ghanaians have voted for MPP. That's what we stand for. It's a solution to our problem. Thank you.
Okay, Mamimi South and Quanta South, your friend is saying, Eastern Corridor Road, so far, I'm out for you class and the moment say, and your crowd. Because I received some videos, sir. Just say,
yes, from Enquenta to Pasa. I am Quenta South. District capital for Enquenta South. To Pasa. In fact, a planning a copy of Bunache, the Cocodru, a planning about Uta Onoma, Yamayadom, phase 1, a asphalt, a watermanco path, a bedroom even, a planning. But Pasadie, Hormonia, Bonache Hormonia, I must admit. Osha acquiring from Nkwenta South to a link to Dambaya, a key decliner, a contractor and a decliner, so that's the fact. Udru a year Burai Johnson, at the core a year Burai, Jimberi, acquiring it. But I can tell you 65% to 70%, this present government has constructed the roads in the Utah region.
Okay. Madam Siano pays no intervention idea by Felix Ade, Oti regional organizer of the MPP. Yeah, that's Siano pay. Okay. Yanni Felix Ade and Edi and Comono. All right. Evans. My call. I'll come back.
We actually
about.
Doc. Am I for desperation and Kasakeke?
Ade.
Sebi. My emfa nidie. Emma etiefo a omutie. Na ye betina ha amanyosem ene ye. Nanso ye kasa mu no. Ye man no kra eni yenim. Na ye ma omanfo no enhu enti ensem ase. Na ye ma the fact that we are desperate for power. Near betina ha na ye tumfu trogun kofo ni a, it doesn't help and it doesn't even speak well of us. There is nowhere obiti be ye ne ya obeko hospital na ye betan no away. I say fa oti pa ye kwatene fie. Osi OPD doesn't work. Officially, there's nothing like that. There is nothing like that. You are speaking to a medical doctor. Please.
What are you saying?
Tell me, sir. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Essential service.
Ghana need be now.
And we are talking about essential service.
We are being fierce in your.
Now we say
the lies. How can you say that?
For emergency cases.
Please Stop what you are doing.
What do you mean by emergency?
Are you saying the Ghana hospital?
Yeah, emergency. I said Kofi Yansho.
And then
how can you even say that?
Okay, go ahead.
How can you even say that? So when we get an opportunity to come and sit here, aside near Bekacho say Bekano, you have to know, say you are also representing yourself. So would see a bontia, then Kofi point on fingers at you, then at least it should be one that will bring some sebi need to yourself. We shouldn't come and sit on radio. Now you try a certain lie. Say would see ya, oya, now wako. Yes, and your comment, Kofi.
No, man can't.
What is OPD case? What is OPD case? What is OPD case?
Ghana hospital.
There is nothing like that. Please stop what you are saying. Let's put it aside. Secondly, you are here opening your mouth to come and talk Ghanaians on a platform like this. I call baby nationwide. And no company OT organizer Afri. That means OT for 8 years. Everywhere in Ghana, everyone is listening to Marjorie. SC agri sector has grown negatively. What are you saying? Please.
The first quarter.
Based on which document? Based on which document? What are you saying?
And grow negative.
In 2017, agri grew at 6.2. 2018, 4.9. 2019, 4.7. 2020, 7.3. 2021, 8.5. 2022, even with COVID and its effects at this peak, agri grew at 4.2. First half of 2022 was 4.3. First half of 2023, agri grew at 6.3. First half. What are you saying? Agri, after all the input this government has put in. And that is where it becomes imperative. Because Abayan who say, agri, and the backbone of the economy. And now Abayan are launching phase 2 of plans for food and jobs. Now, government has done visibility studies. Amaye who say we consume over 300,000 metric tons of onions yearly. And the local industry is able to support just about 170,000 metric tons. The rest are all imported. So government has recognized certain key vegetables, 2 of them, which are onions and tomato. And our government, mano, priority in planting for food and jobs phase 2. Government has also assessed and reassessed. I mean, who see the rice production, we need more. So phase 2, the enclave project now government they can targeting certain regions, Accra, Volta, and Dambano. Government is committing resources to making sure see they be boosting your local rice production. Again, government is taking a look at our poultry production. In this budget, they are all there. The faces are government, aside the 200,000 youth, our government is trying to recruit in the youth model and the platform for food and jobs. Abai Marjorie, let's explain it further. If government employs you, youth be a OTA, or pesi or call into agric. Phase 2 of planting for food and jobs, Abai or recruiting 200,000 youth. So Abai Efawa or Mount Asase for free, or Mount Eduaba for free, Albe Kodia. Irrigation services, extension services, fertilizers, Abai the Nina amount for free. Abai Jia Wasam Mao stipend every month. Kakra Batu Botum, let you travel home. Abai the amount. Na se wafuono, edru the pempe so eso no bayana. Abai si, and no bayana between Nina 80%. Or how much chemu adyen watche, Nina ye wo farm ano dear. Aside ne Abai the amount Nina 20%. Ayan chemu aduenu pe and Abai befa because I was Abai ko support school feeding program any buffer stock school feeding program any buffer stock. Until when it comes to agriculture, even in this budget, then our finance minister can about agriculture or see the input, agri input and machinery. They ban Abai be tax free. So that's his government commitment into helping the agri sector. And now any vegetables are you consuming in this country, government has taken a cue and a keen look at it. Our government able boost the agri sector. We're talking about rose. I see your rose. I say yes, you do too. Say acquiring bebree nkofo akwan yenye but in your 2012 manifesto how the be rule from 2012 2020 o ka kire ye se obey akwan organ ha nyina o ka kire ye se obey Eastern Corridor Road. The 2012 manifesto, His Excellency General Mahama or the Babet na aban from 2013 to 2017 now handover no o ka kire ye se obey Eastern Corridor Road o wie ye no na 2016 o call draw on the green book mu ese wa ya akwan from Obuasi to Ebri. Mr. Mahama so wa ya akwan wa ya Ebri to Obuasi akwan in his green book. It's in the book. Why ye Ebri Obuasi to Ebri. I know you had a document. Maybe a copy of the green book. Please refer, Majeri. I beg you. Please refer. I've quite forgotten but it is in the green book. From Ebri to Obuasi. We have the confidence to say that there is no government in the Fourth Republic. We have the confidence to say that. Come and prove to us. Roads now. Green book. Let me point to the roads I've also done. Ofre, organizer OT region. He bear testimony to it. I see indeed the Eastern Corridor Road, aspect of the road no, but 75% of the road is done. And if you go into the budget, the finance minister reading akwan a start ye bia no abanese obewie beach road ekwan obewie ofanko to samom yeguso ye enyinam bypass oba amane ye okọ nkonongo bypass abane ye tetekwashi interchange aban has in his pipeline to come and do it tema motorway abanese obeye ko obeche bilam te circle interchange ye abanese obewie. The major infrastructure projects are being started. Government is committed. Everything is captured in the budget. Once it's captured in the budget, that means monetary allocations will be made and it will be done. Come and tell us. Mr. Mahama promised the people of Western region, SOBBA Western Development Authority. In the 2012 manifesto, check. Come and tell us what you did. Oko Northern region, Eko promise wow for SOBBA Sada. And you are going to what? Invest in afforestation, invest in what? Whatever. And I'm going to be 300 cities. That's what the Korean Preko Sebi. And I'm going to find the better now Parliament House. 300 cities. Pay Mr. Mahama. I'm going to find the better now Parliament. That's what evidence-based state of the nation address. That's what we're investing in. For we, no, the $15 million. Also, that Korean confirm. And confirm they were here. Or see, I took up Burkina Faso. You gave someone 300 cities. Oh man, 300. Hana moka ye. Sana moka Mose. Enti away. You confirm no way. You invested $15 million in confirm.
So it was a bad investment. Why hasn't the government arrested
and I will say afforestation. And I'll cost spending $5 million in afforestation. You really be saying I say na dry season. You see, so you don't have moral right. You don't have moral right. Your own people in the north. Your own people. He's distracting me. It's not a distraction. Now, a lot of us not to say. I just kept quiet. Your own people in the north. Yes, you want to be a mawasia monochrono. And so, who there? Wow, Crawford. Sebi. More northern region. Oko promise you there will be a savannah region. In the end, you couldn't create a region. Someone has come and has established 6 new regions for the country to expand the decentralization and local government, to making sure development is decentralized. You promised the people of the north. You promised the people of the north. I say you were going to create savannah region. Where is it? You promised them Sada no in the end. But you create loot and share your own people. So when Mr. Mahama says he's coming to create job, let's ask him. As in his time, for the first time in the history of the country, we had Graduate Unemployment Association. That is your legacy. For the first time in the history of the country, you employ teachers for 36 good months, 6 years, and you pay them just 3 months. That is your legacy. For the first time in the history of the country, chalk a topical issue. The only time I see late emisata reading in our politics ebe trendy wo kromu hano na your chalk. You couldn't even provide chalks for the people. You couldn't provide. Someone is giving about 1.4 million Ghanaian children access to education. Ehiafo a sabi no muntimi fa mo ma enko school enne nyankopon adom aban bi aba osi yesika no me nkoye create loot and share yesika no me fa nkoye I confirm na makacho so mo tu me dey best in education and go to all public schools. Every secondary school in Ghana has had its fair share of infrastructure. Government is not just committed to providing the education, government is committed to improving access. Every secondary school in the country today has had the benefit of infrastructure. Majority, they should go back to their own way. Do you know they promise you journalists? SEBSSI app, journalist fund. Our seed capital, 1 million Ghana cedi. It's in the manifesto, 2012 manifesto. Mr. Omusai Wefa. And Mr. Hamahama should come and tell us. Oh, Kasa, then you come and tell us. Mr. Mahama Ohono, Obi Juma, or for a person Jumum, or ye say no de Juma Baye. One ye be. I'm a graduate for me association. I'm a teacher for our more you couldn't pay them. Emma, you tip the country into doing so for 4 years. Emma, uncrankre, seamstresses, tailors, whatever, carpenters, any omo Juma Guye, barbers, any hairdressers, a Juma Guye. So come and tell us. A Juma will create here. Come and tell us. Say me create a Juma anyway. Me den share when you go akwemu. Now me create a Juma. Don't come and tell us I'm the Juma. But when you have been president before, and your legacy is that you brought doom so, which collapsed people's businesses. The legacy is that you're talking about banking sector. You're trying to go to prison. We are here 15 years. When you were pushing money into the banking sector, when you were pushing money into the banking sector, when you were pushing, what are you talking about? That same person went to court. I could plead and say, "Obey to add 90 million Ghana cedi." Come, what are you saying? What are you saying? When you are pushing monies into the banks, no, what was the result? And what did you do about it? What did you do about it? How did you do about it? You put over 600 million Ghana cedis into the banking sector. This government came and protected people's investment. Over 4.6 million Ghanaians banks. No, the government came, pushed money into the banking sector, reformed the banking sector, and saved people's investment. And for investment now mo share ne ha e man for sell no e man for diverting no to create different banks and now for diverting no to bring money and loot money to themselves no. This government came to save people's investment. 4.6 million Ghanaians on investment and people saved. So don't come and sit here, Mr. Mahamas, his legacy we all know.
Okay.
We all know his legacy. So don't come and sit here. Don't come into that
banking sector no. O buy no Unibank obi ameka say yentumi ntuaka. UT Bank obi ameka hwe, Legacy Bank obi ameka hwe. Wan kasa wo fi upemu say ugunu. Now I don't know whatever thing you want to do with it. Ma mimi say aban we say sika na ye call Rambo style ye dia soldier for no police for ekesisi ban sika sen enya no. Sika sen nkrofo na ugu se omo adwuma egugu omo adwuma no. Adwuma ben no de abrom. Corporate tax na ban eje e wo bank won. Enfa na wo. You are talking about abrante ye jeli no. Ye discount man so mfanya adwuma. O ya the first time na wo sizi adwuma no. Sika na o de aye o transfer binum de aye other investment. Nia kaba 100 million na wo sizi. One wagu na adwuma. Bank na beboa no manenye sika. O de betua kwa wagu no. Sika no kura wo ha o de be investment no. Wati wo do nsato so. Into otwetwe no sika kakra wo no de brɛ wo. Na wo jeli sa nipa wo so aya de. Abrante na nka se sika na abande aboa no no ontumi mfenye. Anase anka se bibibie si a eche se sika na I mean wan ka wie sika no onye sika he went through the due process na abande sika no ma no. Into wo bana by your own victim and that kind of character wo ko sizi na djuma eku na djuma sika onya wo sai 100 billion of investment what's easy. How do you want him to pay? Yes, he admitted paying because a basic near the man. Near the man is on Fanya Duma. No, metia. He has no any other means because there are
this kind of man is on bank and then other.
This is the man is an investor. It's an investor.
It's
an investor. My man say on tears can own to mintia. What is Cabo Bibusia? What are man? ebi o other venues of faha obenya faso kra sande abeye ne omo ka se onfanye no it you allow the investment hand to work. You don't come and seize him and stop him from operating and later put him in jail. This persecution, no prosecution. Because so be ye duma or bank they be out the scabba onyan faso or malos. What be crucial bank sika o bank wo hina wo de soldier for any police for access sika no. The sika what chest in West City what maswaka to for over years so many. I'm saying about 4 years about 100 million now attorney general season next ho and corner ma ebeye den want to meet you ebeye den want to meet you everywhere many Ghanaians will understand that near government here person we can enye mra and for na kwamu akobaye no on ma branch no kwan ye discover 2016 what about 20 man kwan man nye na duma na ka kire sika na ye de ma safan efi de me de ma loan ye duma na fitia sana buy ni mama tra wo megu aduma no wo sise sika wo ho no nka se wan fa sika ma me do matum o kenya sika no he aduma sei sika kra me de buy investment wasizi abeye dan na nyame ebe bu hu atem at the right time nyame be ka ho asam hwe ni bank you was talking about banking sector abai ni tie wo no ni adwene ni mde bia obetum di aboa Unibank ye aduma correct. Me and Kasa Madaf no a manager. He takes about 6,000 a month. Or a manager Unibank. Unibank will be able to me about out of a country. Me say Unibank or Unibank so can you deposit. Yentuman. Or be able to Abacasa Unibank. Now Unibank was engaged in any more fees or more practices. Nobody. They use capital adequacy issue to collapse the bank. Even you have before say I will shut up my capital. Abani say no. Abaya ye didn't be fee. Abaya can say baby. Now let's just talking about Abaya say Sakwe will meye Sakwe order and nothing was sorry. You have been government for 7 good years. 7 good years. If you know Kasa obeye. Emrebe na obeye. One Kasa Kufuor Wajia to me say you are waiting for the new leader to come and solve the mess that you have created. How did the mess came about? Economy admitted that there's a problem. And how did it came about? You are talking about Ukraine. Ukraine inflation is better than ours. Our currency is stable than ours. The export than what we do here. What are you talking about? Notwithstanding, even so,
okay.
The essence of appointing you as a minister or president is to diversify your economy, isolate it from other economies. When they are bringing you shocks, you have to absorb shocks or diversify. That's all about economy.
All right, but I said let's move on to another story quickly.
What kind you are talking about COVID? COVID, there was enough resources to cushion this problem more than ever. Billion of cities talking about banking. You can even solve this problem with 9 billion, according to experts. That you can support them with 9 billion. You keep their job. You keep the state taxes that has to come to the state. You keep people's sanity and provide security to people. But you decided to use 29 billion of Ghanaian tax-based money to collapse the bank. As of today, this is the government we are talking about. Wakan less than 1 year. Near college or say Kaneshi Kwambeye, Aboblishi Kwambeye, Ahadi Mbeye. You believe and accept this after 7 years. After 7 years in government, you are now promised that you will do. Tell me one single project in the northern region that you are talking about. Tell me one single program for the northern region that you are talking about. Kobaumia so-called economic wizard Konukrom. I've slept in Walwali before. Go look at the environment in Walwali. But go to Walwali. Go to Walwali. Wi-Fi is free. Go to Walwali.
Oh, my son,
this is the person. This is the person who is saying, "Say, obey. That man no person.
You know, when they say this, you know that.
Okay.
That man no person.
Better ASEM. Okay, high needs 100 points now. Oh, doc, yeah, move on now.
Obinya opportunity no. At least, also I say in the room. And I wunya opportunity no. Also, wakoye confirm wo room. And I would go far home a disika.
You know, almost creating
wunya opportunity no. Obinya opportunity no. Obinya opportunity no. At least, or the any room your people in the north should rather be angry at you.
No, you haven't done anything.
Look at your colleague.
And you don't have a program in the north.
Look at your colleague.
Don't talk about north.
Osi Ekufado. Aye ni kro mu akwan. And President Mahama nya opportunity no. Or they call you create loot and share own chrome. Your own people. You created Sada. You created Sada to loot them.
And confirm what to go.
And same way, you invested $15 million. And confirm the way. Ukromu for. What's what they wow Chrome for? And confirm the way. You created $15 million. As you would the confirm. I'm a Chrome for. Way. Open opportunity no. At least sebi. Why ni Chrome yi? Unya opportunity no. And I would the create loot and share with Chrome. One number 4. One trim more day for.
My uncle quota on
one trim more day for.
Mobu quota on
one trim more day for. One trim more day for.
Uncle quota
one trim more day for. When Mahama had the opportunity, he created and looted and shared in his own people. His own people. And then and then only opportunity me sure say obeko dada jobbing for esimi da juma ebremu na uya won no fechire akwati kwan first Canadian and many opportunity people of Kwau me kan chere Kwau for say me be dua ataje na my first Canadian pre catch ni Chrome for say me the $15 million I support him. Me the $15 million support him. And the Chrome for create loot and share. That is shameful and that is very wicked. That is very wicked. To do this with to your own people. To do this to your own people. To do this to your own people.
Okay, may I say? All right.
Want to become a northern.
May I say? Young animal, how you need 100.9. Oh, Evans, yeah.
Not 1 kilometer of roads have you done in the
Evans,
even a kiosk, a toilet. Now you started yourself for 18 months.
All right. How you need?
One done in the north.
You understand? We understand.
Okay, Bebacho. All right.
When you are demonstrating for doom,
okay.
When we open up the economy and the demand for the city have gone high.
All right.
Demonstrating.
Evans.
What have you added up?
Now, me mamo some few minutes to comment and I'm on 2 or 2 4 or to kokoso. Evans so crowd or reference say comfort not ye healing. Any pebi agents and just can to sanamo.
Na yes say audition kwa akodwane. Nana anka Ashanteman any Kumasi ye MPP stronghold. MPP have been in power for 7 years. Project be no obeye siwa for after 7 years no. Ebeye se ne city no. Aban bae no onya hwe. Eno amitie minister Ashanti regional minister Nansem ne say ono kra fi de odiya. Akwan a aban dia ma one of the areas omo face problem wa akwan ho ene Ashanti region. Na kwan aban we odiama contract wa Ashanti region no. All the contractors omo hina fi site. Obisa Nansem say aban so ni sika on the mom. That is the benefit, that is the reward Yewu Akufo-Addo can give you to the Ashanti region. The stronghold of the MPP. When NDC had a chance, he did all that he could to develop Ashanti, despite they were not voting for us. We created the market. We started the military hospital. We started Fomna Hospital and several of the hospitals in Ashanti region. Yewu say means is it the name of the regional minister? Or see Odiyas Oshia Asante Hene and in pen for or so no cry Odia. Na kwaya binding my contract was Asante region niha contracted in heavy side because I binding tia. Na dia na betumi aye. Asante Hene amani ye ne dia. Ne nananom na je to.
Confanoche na confanoche.
Yes.
Confanoche eshase say frida ben.
Wo say eshase frida ben?
Yeah.
Eshase frida na nakọ ho mu say asay no. What in America? And then Anako home say is in the state of repairs and should be repaired. For the past 7 years,
Wait, say, Anna Moke can't say,
no, the point is
somebody like
for the past 7 years. Let's assume class say, let's admit, say 2016, there have been a government in power, and this government have been voted out because Confanansi say, the Ashanti people have voted against NDC government, and that is the stronghold of MPP. DNS Abani. The past say, if you want to take what we are saying. 2016 na conference e shase say Yewura Mahama wa hwe bokohwe dwa okosi dwa o shase say OC military hospital, but objective behind that work is the pressure on conference is still huge, so let's open up, let's diversify amambo ayadwene ni nyansan into o shase so OC military hospital ama some of the workload of conference can shift there or start from now or start other areas ama the burden on a conference can go down so that we come back and renovate it. Bisaban we say military hospital now, Yewura Mahama starting with Ashanti region. Dear Nekisi. From now hospital, dear Naye. Still now the burden is on Konfanochi. The problem NDC identified at the time is now worsened. Because we realize that we can go straight and use the money to build the market to renovate Konfanochi. We can use the money to build the military hospital to renovate Konfanochi. We can use the from money to renovate Konfanochi. But we think the Ashanti region is opened up. The population size has grown. As at the time I see Konfanochi, the population wasn't like this. But now the population has grown. Why don't we diversify and create avenue that will ease the burden on Konfanochi? That's why Mahama initiated that 2 programs. Yemi says, "Aba way by and why you den." Onyenehwe, okofa infie na efi wo.
Okay.
Me pesa me kase nana on to me transa hwe ne hwe kan. Emma Konfanochi enye. Nti ade na na ye no. Me bona baso. Me sire nkwa tete ma no. Na me sire Ashanti man say omomo na me frɛ me ndi simpanifo wa Ashanti say anamona na natuo no. Eyade aka pese ye. Na maso ye fi abamu. Na o ya monta na chi. Ti makache na na kwesi.
Eti na nka NDC wa abamu anka Konfanochi teaching hospital anka mo be renovate.
Mo be healing. Me ka me say ye hu say bed na wo Konfanochi so adoso. When you assess a certain pressure on a certain facility, it will deteriorate. Into a chassis, we are opening up medical.
But projects now, but one them say most of them are irrojets.
Yes, that is what. No. Yeah. So what is the state of it now?
Okay.
But we went ahead, continue doing it.
All right.
Let's assume that. Let's accept class or Mampenyu Kufona chassis. We went ahead doing it to ease the burden on Konfanochi instead of developing Konfanochi. You see, we went out of power. The government has come to be for 7 good years. We are going to the 8 years.
Okay.
What has it done about it?
All right, madam.
It's your more than number so.
Okay.
Yeah, the end is for your share something mind crime. Your party for wo a led banana kwesi say, "Monye na mbetu bia be mbo boa nana." Your opposition there. But mwe bia mo de boa nana obetumi awie project na oda ne saka because nana nya ne sa ayale hwe ebeye din wasante mamu.
Okay, madam.
Sante for so bra and this bre
ayaresa enya ayarehwe ayaresa.
Say asante man bra and this bre. This person do na vote my na ye do asante man. Intend is ba power. Mwe bia se de boa asante me ebeye hwe do na ehye no bisaba se de na ya fam.
Okay, madam say.
Me say bisaba we say.
Time.
Can tie do na say no. De na ba ya fa ho.
Okay, thank you very much.
Man na omunie ma say no.
Oh, Evans. Hey, no, me man kasa say now do I have all the time? Me draw attention be house ba me kasa.
Can tie no. Sika say no de amom. The strong of MPP. Sika say.
Man, Obroni say the desperation is quite telling.
You call it a desperation?
Evans, man, yes, sir. Evans. Hey, Ade.
Obroni say the desperation is quite telling.
They need desperation.
Now, desperation, your dear Kasa, your das, and to my love is not in work.
Would you accept, say, governance a failure in Tinane, or two for no idea, Jim say? It is say ye healing of an.
It is not an act of failure.
Yeah.
It's an act of corporate.
Your health sector, no.
Anyway. So then we have to broaden the discussion. na ye mount breakdown of what we have done in the health sector.
Yenya
time.
It's in focus on
Confanochi. The Confanochi a problem. A time came, my Jerry, mother and child unit, maternity block. How long than ACO? It had been there for over 40 years. Maternity block na ACO. It had been there for over 40 years. This administration, NSC, enough is enough. Let's complete the maternal and child health unit for Confanochi Teaching Hospital. A huge block. It had been there. When yet cracks are now Basan and Kano, where your project are now see over 40 years. And also you're there for home. But the government saw the need to complete the project. And Kokolebu, a new urology center. John Sonny, a Bema Kwamu, and when you see new block for Kolebu, enche a very modern facility. Enche, be inaugurated facility. No. So the problem with Confanochi, it had come, it had been recurring. Government upon government. It is rather this administration that has taken the bold step, especially mother and child unit Nana and ASEM, to take the initiative to end the problem once and for all. And other individuals have also shown the way. Okasi First Lady Koho.
Yeah.
And First Lady went to put up a block for them. And see, abai no. Now individuals and institutions are what influence. And so they dear and so boy. That is how we build a country. And until Nana first no, you say be communal labor. Miswana mwe cross no. Na ya body rule. Yes, ochina nopa ye kodo ya kwan ne ho. Ochina nopa ye pipe na no ye kosiesie ho. Ochina nopa ye kɔ ye field ho ye kodo so communal labor. Nti otumfo so oti kokɔ so Asante Marura. Ehwe ye no. Confanochi when it comes to health is the heart of Ashanti region. And it doesn't just serve Ashanti region. It serves even the north. Until recently, Abayako Boat Tamale Teaching Hospital and Maomone and Nepano. Now, the northern part were also transferring cases and referring cases to Confanochi. The Confanochi was serving the middle belt and the north. Until the pressure of Confanochi was very huge. Into Otumfo, Otukokoso, Asante Marura, and who said, this is the time to call for help to build Confanochi. It is in the right direction. It doesn't mean government has failed, but rather the influence or war and our day boa ne manfo by helping the soul of healthcare delivery in Ashanti region. It's not about failure. It's rather the forward thinking of influential institutions like the Ashanti Kingdom, the forward thinking of influential people like Otumfo Setutu, Nana, so they buane manfo. Now send a buying a show commitment in making sure see ye be mother and child unit. Now I see her for over 40 years no. Send a buying at least individuals associated with the government, like the First Lady. Eko see a block to help the facility. No, government is still committed to helping the health sector, to helping Confanochi, and to helping everyone.
Okay.
Abai has launched a laudable project. It's even captured in the budget. I see about completing facilities. No, Agenda 111. Don't forget, there are over 80 districts. Over the years, over 62 years of independence. No, there are over 80 districts. Only district hospitals. It tells you the problem within the health sector. But government say, I'll have to tackle this issue, especially when COVID came. Exposing the health sector, exposing all the health sectors around the world. No, government has taken a bold step, and ye jidi say Ashanti Maimua, ye benya district, fully under agenda 111. The healthcare delivery, modern district hospitals, Ebre and Crawford. Until they bought Otum for Abaso, and the initiative now was starting. And through the party, the general secretary, the party MPP has donated 200,000 CD plus to the project. Heal Confanochi. Party no.
MPP has donated 200,000
CDs to the general secretary. the party has donated 200,000 cedis to help the cause. It means we accept and we laud the project. Now, Confanochi, Otunfo Eyeno, Interbind supporting, party supporting, and we call every individual, say, Ohini Biara, and an influential person Biara, take the initiative to help a particular aspect of the country. And Kayebeboa, send ye Moamura, or say, Kwame Despite, Doctor, Akosi Block, Amatesano Police Station, or Boa other facilities.
Right,
does it mean the government has failed in the security sector? No, but Nkrophobit Nase, Emomu who say, we be our influence, any pedigree, doctor, they need to use their influence and pedigree to help. And now, for
okay, but
so everyone needs to help.
David, oh no. What can we be like saying? Evan. Oh, Evans. Oh, Charlie, I'm in Pesadian. Oh, don't do that. Why, Pacho? No one the ag builder inside Kokomlemle say, you see, talk is very cheap, and that is why JM is walking around talking without shame, because every right-thinking Ghanaian knows very well that this governance has been the worst in the Republic of Ghana and Ghana's history. So there is no Ababase for his coming back, because he has been tested, voted, rejected, and will never be voted again. Okay, DMB for the guitar. I'm one of it as Mark Jerry, good morning. I know NDC leaders will never support this, the 2024 budget, but we don't care about them because some taxes were removed as a good budget, so we need to support the MPP and reject the NDC. Leviticus Power said the NDC 20% tax imposed on sanitary pads have been removed by the MPP government, and so we expect prices of sanitary pads to reduce coming year 2024. Our traders must be honest to Ghanaians and their women for once. And Bebacha say next year, and you're so kind na a year Jomoji appropriation bill no 2 months. We say, Mr. NDC man, educate McJerry for me. Because McJerry always defend MPP, but not NDC, not even one day. George Edifitama. Iti Madam Ebra Momonsano, some kind diamano. Na ayana Torebia Texas and no policy. It would be offensive. Well, so good morning, Jerry. Please, 2 pots of high yielding cocoa pod is waiting for your collection for free of charge. I just want to help your farm so that in future you'll remember me. Mr. Tiger Estate is a cocoa pot and a better than a messaka. Is a bit to me who? Should I make quiet me faso? Jerry, this time Jerry, this is the time for you to nest the cocoa pod. Okay, yeah. Ente mepancho besi den na mensaka. Mini mufie. Ba wo de uni baby am ye adwuma. Ana wo de be ma delivery bi no de abrem ne matuaka. Why? Na makujia. Okay, that's also menchia ejekum mfama no. Okay, me kwa ma no so na me fa metie for you my your time no cross so. Mebacho ba na abonito metie for no wa kire wadwe. 0302243540 0302257902. Mebacho Macho. Hello. Okay. Me fine. Mebacho me watch ha.
Champion McJerry.
Yeti wa mwako.
Anopanya miasum di nkan. Where well near be manana mwako amekata si SBA ewo ayeson conference. Mr. Zodiac akokopoto electoral say incoming afema honorable Nana Yao Belima agency aka Yao Mankind or Kofo afema or the Zodiac for Montobama Mankind no may afema or the Kokoto no fun put him down and me a secretary or council of delegate a more council of Montobama will be a motion but will be on a matter so watch no may empty or no how animal diagonal. Not Jerry. You know, Jama say about the run 24 hours economy. Na say and abaya juma for a run shift and then no back today because me say Ghana ha e do na jo a e me do ton ade anajo da I Ghana ha. And the only thing we say 24 hour economy no ba run AGYEMAN ebe run shift ekita for so ebe run shift ebe kwa anopa ene animre and as mu nya hu no be run 24 hours now jerry enye tumi elu AGYEMAN ma penti eno be tu mfuto Ghana fu ani ife me kama se me say about to some fast you get that we now jerry that to about to bo man Ghana MPP abemu penet ye to ba ye ba Ghana fu enya so emfaso because man paying for campaign done national health and you look for the Stalemate please near high amane Ghana our former for man any need of eco school is free me no ka say me Nigeria agena 111 and na oko English ya oko on seven kuso agena 111 years you apenti and tell the commission ama how for any be better we are Jemo abana minister sana me bebre so agena 111 so course war and tell the commission
okay I'm welcome that's it but that's it beba chomache yes sir get you
na one point to say
na me adomo
can say part of the bank say my grandpa
yo
one friend alupa Ghana for nyina bom abaso the title no Magere o say AGYEMAN o boy AGYEMAN papa
yeah that's
mama fa afide katia we na men kan che the girls sport kinsilen be ko into west almost na numonyam ana for sian onu so ko se wo ma dojiri onu so almost na numonyam ana me bra benadala banda ne kiano anopai Magere NDC for me pete me bi so mo ni tutu ni former president John Dramani Mahama oni ne pam fo nyina si o man no ahuchiri wo ho ye huchiri ekom wo ho enti wo kwatena lifi no bitani se abayire na odo ya o di bra ya be didi ana anase aburo na okodo ya o di be ba be che Ghana fo ama ye didi anase wo ko lifi no wo ko bopa na wo ya AGYEMAN chane botoma o diskano ba o be ba be ama ye hu atoye wo standard da no te sia Ghana fo ya traho yo wo say we are tin nyina huchiri aba na nanado AGYEMAN wo ye ne vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia amra to mama tisu wa nyesa half nukra amra sa tam nukra ho bia ne ho ya le bia ne ho enti Ghana fo hu as the papa nanado oyeye enti e be sire Ghana fo te sia Abdul Bawumia su yen tu aba no boom ma vice president Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia
Bedase
obema Ghana fa ntuma pafra oni nyame AGYEMAN
bedase ne wadwen kire me ba cho ma chi o
Lejo so Magere na so ho te say
na me adom boko yiti o
yo midinde no kure ASEM ka se free ka so ba bi ha wa kun si tutu no container no a etu abobɔ no gum na ho pe na migina chia NDC ni ma me wabɔ juma nyame hira no amencha me chema ko ni di share Steven ofusu ejare baby o bia me nyame hira no na mencha me ma me na nantem digital ma organizer eni aja na wan atomic electric area omonka no opani kasie yesi wen ama wasia senke yensan emo no krono intika MPP entimi nye dibia kura na nye Asante region ana ko mbeto o magejim ene oko across the country o mampenina na Kufuado ni Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eni ni yake no abo bisia bempin wa wabo da bisia no enso untimi identify every single one project ene kwa santimemu a adwuma biara wo biara under John Dramani Mahama NDC aban ene yeye ene kumate nanka wimushan entimi si after 5 o'clock wimushan entimi si under NDC and wimushan entimi si ho and I do from 6 o'clock going even second phase up to now I mean we can say MPP aban entimi complete second phase kwampa omoye sikanu bisate omde aye den o mampanina na Kufuado ni kurom insurance some equity NDC aban aye John Dramani Mahama and the man so over $120,000 a day. Oko oda onane ya wasafuma afukuro NDC aban the man so over $120,000 a day. O mampanina na Kufuado oba ye no wo ye yimu pesemin kuminya krono ketasese hospital na ubugu judge for the no bugu and so kura wuntimi sibida enne a judge for the bugu ye the dollars and the high die and the matter judge for no
okay medas say
one ye bibia mo ati abon kono
medas say ene wo che wo de be ba cho ma chi o
what do you mean can you again mu
Yetio.
Because if you are Fancoberry and Nanope, because election can be a minister of the NCA General Secretary, where you might call Boma and the Abana, President Anado, or by a firm Anyagro, Jimo Yohan Yagimatua. And ya honorable a clear who should free Abricumanov, Abricumapo, Montagne to Noma Tuazo, for your country, for us about the Lendino Batuano, English among them. Over the American Nancy, and NPP for Kanawama, and Candy for the Senate Party, the year compare Tiaum. Abraham the tomb, what they say, ended before the tomb, and I ended before one common tomb, one younger day, yet the other tomb, Yaram the tomb, the Union can ready or the year ago. What do you say? Did this a year? You can't some say go and pick your bands and send anything for the two again. And they say, budget by year through Ama, say, one seminar, I come young woman, Yasin, one better, I can't actually be. And Mrs. Former President Mamma and Bam and what they are, and then come young friend the MVP because Oba will need to be a country. Now, in no way, I'm moving swinging away, and Oba was why we Namanaka Dumpen. Yes, Oba Mayashi was why, or this why we know Manakadumbi. Hey, Oba Mayashi, the Mobian Oba, or the way you mean. What do you say? And you young Koyan, you break it, you know.
That's it. Bebacho.
Good morning, Mark Dejali.
Yes, sir.
Already, I could go to the Canadian.
Yetio.
Mark, the West, was my power with my gun. If you are not cost of all of us, we say you are to the same. Now, I don't beg you overall, award with Mark, remember that. Now, Ayana, I did it for me, Ayana, or Monty Ghana. And I'm Haman and the one I can't tell you that Ghana for the idea of it, the woman, the business of Obama. Now, 24 economy now, what I'm working. Yeah, you see, I never been in trouble from the one we did because of the Club Ghana, the winner. When Mother, a young while the young door Lana, Papa. They said, we are money more for Emia, empty communication, more about with Yankatana project here. Maybe no one in the Yama, Abani here because government efficiency, the warm network, internet, Baba. Asapura and to Yana Koya or here. If you're buying my own your Ghana, I won't be more than the missions are. And so, I got over any day, Ghana and the owner, no woman in our William to tell them on Quaba. Okay, but I like to finish. Come on. We'll try to
okay, better say, last one. Bebacho Martin. Yes, sir, you too.
I'm one if it me previous American.
Okay.
Yo, Mammy Chia, maybe I am picking in Wakasapa. Let me check something. How about things will do as next MP? Now, if you regional minister said, Kwame, a champion, or Banuga be enough. No, that means you obey some anchors. I like the Abdulawazak, or Fantasy. The meaning of it, as someone ended in the camera, or kind of saying, Omna no Mashe, I call for a penny. Omashe agenda 111 hospital you for. Nomra and you see with them hospital. No Omra as a market, I want to say yes, it will be almost 50 hospital. And a course of my ma, and a buy by Omre. Omre was certificate. I want to start here. What was we must do it? What is someone that will cut a young by a young fee? A fire in the eye. What's my 95% of growth? And you got 5%. I don't know still like why I say. It's not a turn out. We are one fairly. No one can see and no one check me by it. Or how big the better to me or my the whole world will be in your house. But Ghana, you see what can I am one. Come on, check that. If you catch them, Ghana first was 2024. You don't better.
Better say. And yedi AC obi bia frame that was Uncle Ponshra your call Evans
Meti say
just 1 minute per no time
Meti say na me nua ka say MPP adoniti sika esoboto asante hene sana etumi buasa emra vote afrawo chief ka say o meye dan dia asam na yewura president Akufo-Addo aka kire no o say o ha no ankoka ene won say disika bo abi ye ni si enye sawo ye bebo adwuma na ye no ye nyiyim enchese wait to say in the moment some discuss boa asante ye adentina afra wo chief ni kan man ka boa no na ye wura kufa do na anyo bi na kan anye suppose onu ankasa o se se na na fi say school down na wo ho nu afra wo nu e ha no a onkonkaye no ka bi say muna NDC na dey sanitary pad buy NDC buy no one of the conditions of one of our loans
sanitary tax on sanitary pads.
We were giving sanitary pad free of charge. What did they say in this country? One thing. See the sanitary pad baba jitri mamuja. One thing okruma. It's the MPP are buying. They did the sanitary pad ban where be. And look when you know. When you know here. When you know what?
Me pacho anya no kra Ana mo kan say no na obi te say George or whatever. Say me yes ade we ya. Na obi te say George or whatever. Na afa the phone no achiro bibia you are defending the party. When me program me panel members standards I me set to programs they said you can't just come here and say anything then you go. That is my me trump card. Because you know adaje yenya de kenkan no. Saturday way me kan mo call back the same thing. And this in the taxes on sanitary pads by. That was in 2015. They work no. Community day schools so no na part of the package. Say yema emano free sanitary pads. There be ana meka say do ho no. Mo MPP for na mutu opposition. I say ye betwetwe ye mama anu moja. Eso me ba wo UK, me de me ba ko UK in 2014. Me baba me no ka say me baba no gusu enjoy free sanitary pads. No, it is hard, Miss Harden said, maybe cassette here. I said, we shouldn't have said the NCMS had no grammar. But the American say also accurate. So, because the sanitary part, tax, no.
Tam Bena NDC impose sanitary part.
I've given you that, and I'm going to act in him out. And the minute lawyer, your friend Francis Xavier Sosu, minute lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu, cry your who interview, and you're not all fronting. Are you not aware?
I'm aware of that.
On the front. Oti haya obetra manim. Na bisa sana mo maba na mo de ba na na why no so that time in the day. Na what to compare this time na any no memu ai there no money. Okay.
Yeah, but we're making provision to give them free sanitary pad as part of the
condition. And no there be. And no free sanitary pad meant for one more echo underprivileged, one more echo community senior day school no.
Yes. So it's our policy should be targeting. That's why even I am saying that we are talking. We are in a limited time. Policy should be targeting.
I don't want to go there.
Policy should be targeting. What we your policy? Target and solve a specific problem.
Me say wo kan mo kasa na maka ni ye. Na mo kasa na me correct mpena eyo obi adwen say dey no to defend. Eso me directive. We MPP ni wakasa na nya no kra na me putu on the track. We NDC ni so na mo grow. It's all kind of work ni. Evans me that say. Dr. Ezekiel Jekum.
Mark Jerry.
O final comment ni uncle.
It is on record. I say NDC na a sanitary pad tax.
Oh, that's an idea in the order. And I was at the Ghana for you, and that's where the order.
Say, Mr. Mahama say Ghana for.
But only say, Ayana, Nipani be Nimunai. Well, I didn't know.
Mr. Mahama say Ghana for short memory. Into Abosoba and Majapaye. Let's continue to. Let's continue to remind Ghana for. Buy no Majeri.
Baba since 2017.
Yatie Ghana for.
Tax.
Yatie Ghana for.
2017.
Yatie Ghana. Mark Jerry, yet Ghana Fosu. And president say MPP government SC from next year Parliament do 2 more. Obi bia all produce sanitary pad, all produce sanitary pad. Ewo mai mono untuya tax. Say okra enema ye de sanitary pad eba omai mua untuya so tax. Enti mabruno. An opportunity has come. I see you be looking at that industry because the market is there. Let's look at that industry. Now you be to me aka ye ho bom atumi abie adwuma kakra e be to me produce sanitary parts locally. Ayen to ya ho tax so that sanitary parts no ɛho asɛm no ɛbɛtɔ din ama yɛ mmaa no so fitiri komu atɔ din the same government now ɔde appetition tax ɛbaayɛ no ɔno na ɔde sanitary pad tax ɛbaayɛ the same government now ɔtaxe condom no ɔno na ɔde sanitary pad ɛbaayɛ so now the opportunity has come for us. Appetition tax, any condom tax. Obia, we are seeing now. Your person, you reduce the incidence and prevalence of HIV/AIDS. Until the usage of condom no became very, very necessary. As I say, won't mean show who sebi use condom no. President Mahama they also be condom met tax. No they buy until let's remind Ghanaians.
Madam say Hannah Medijumedi say Ivan Samo, a member of the NDC Communication Bureau Obaha and a Dr. Ezekiel Ejekumo Ben Enson Ebaha, member of the MPP National Communication Team. Obibi awuti yadamase. Midin the Mark Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN. Yameya Doma Edwada Kusifiada. Menu Bishia. DJ Toxic. Take you by Yamisho Bibia.
Yanu me bibrime. Yenya kofa tu yeso. Etu esi be mabo. Okunkunim kofa ejina ne so. Akwara padi kokwe hu ede da mana echire no. Yeah.